What is going on, everybody? Thursday, TWAB. It's shitty. People are upset. It's going all over the place. It is up in fire. And we got something special today. I told you all earlier yesterday that we would have a different type of episode each week. I've been reading these TWABs, and they've gotten a lot of traction. And I was approached last week by these gentlemen that I'm going to have on, and they had such a great and bright idea for me to say no to. It would have been a travesty. But without any further ado, you guys know most of these faces. You guys have seen most of these faces before on either the Rageous Roundtable or you've heard their voices on call-ins. What's going on, gentlemen? Faded, Lightleap, Greg, what is up? Say hello to everybody.
What?
Hi, everybody. I'm Faded.
What's up?
Seems like a disaster already. Light, say what's up to everybody. We'll go down a list. We'll try to be somewhat in order.
What's up?
All right, what's going on, everyone? As you might have heard on the SNTR Discord, I've grown quite disgruntled with Destiny. I haven't played since Sunday, so I don't shit about Guardian games, except from what I watched Greg's gameplay. It seems to be 2020 Guardian games, just rehashed. So, yeah, this we're getting good talk. And obviously, we saw the TWAB, which apparently they don't earn enough money with Destiny, so they gotta earn money with fucking armor pieces that you earned in year one that they took away from you. But yeah, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be fun.
Greg, what about you, man? What's up? It's been a while since it's been a while since we've been on the camera, since we've been doing stuff like this. It feels like 4 months ago when we would all share the round table together and shit on what they've been doing lately.
Dude, I'm about to pull a Lightleap and quit playing this game forever if they keep pulling this kind of shit, dude.
It's spicy, man. It's spicy.
I'm about to fucking content vault myself and playing their game, dude.
There's going to be no reservations. Fun. No reservations about this talk today.
No reservations. This is the worst thing I've ever seen a company do in a very long time.
And it's like a virus.
Uh-huh. Go on. No,
I want to say, you know, it's funny. It's like a virus because I legitimately quit. Maybe we'll even go into it later. And then the first thing I saw some screenshot of the Eververse armor, and I thought, man, that looked good. And I had this, like, my brain, this instant reaction, dude. Just log on and get that armor piece in case you ever
Yeah, and then delete your characters on it.
And then my frontal cortex, and then my logical thinking kicked in and was like, wait a second, am I seriously just, like, my brain is telling me to log on to buy silver and get an armor piece because I'm worried I'm not going to get it again.
It's the FOMO could be more real than it ever has been real now. But for the last of our introductions, but certainly not least, he's someone new, but he's definitely not new to our gang and especially this Discord. Faded, what's up, man? Say hello to everybody being on cam for the first time.
Yo, hey everybody, my name's Faded in the game. I've been playing Destiny for 7 long, hard years. Love Bungie. Ooh. They're the greatest company on earth, and I'm a Sweat Trials player, so that's my
This is definitely where we bond.
Free recodes.
Yeah, you can email me at. I'm just kidding. But yeah.
For $5.99, you get that hidden controller layout.
Yeah,
though.
I charge less than you will for your Transmog armor set. So I mean,
they're not joking. They're not joking.
Money well spent.
We're gonna be full of jokes today, but honestly, that one had. Full of facts. I think we're gonna just go ahead and jump right into this because we have a lot to talk about outside of TWAB as well. We have a few topics, Guardian games included, the cheating shit show extravaganza that happened over the weekend last, and a bunch of other things what we can expect out of a sandbox and stuff like that. So I won't delay it any longer. Let's jump right into this. He's got his cute little jokes. If you want to see his cute little jokes, go ahead and see that. All right, so before we move on to some juicy details about armor synthesis, we want to give a quick public service announcement about the future of Nightfall weapons. Next season, 3 new legendary weapons will be added to Nightfall rotation, which will also receive an adept treatment when Grandmasters become available. As such, Pally, Shadow Price, and the Swarm will be taking a hiatus for the next first half of the season when they return. All 3 will be available as potential post-game rewards when completing Nightfall on featured weeks. So, does that make you guys feel a little bit upset to begin with? I'll be honest with you. I like that there's going to be newer guns coming in, just as I was happy about Trials. But at the same time, removing guns that were still liked from the loot pool in Trials, for instance, Eye of Soul, I don't think was a great idea. But I think this might suffer from the same thing, even though Swarm and Shadow Price aren't really liked. Palindrome right now this week is hot. It was a hot commodity. When it came out first week for Adept, it was a hot commodity. Even the regular one was a hot commodity. Do you think them taking out guns as important like Palindrome could hurt in the long run? Greg, I'll start with you.
I mean, like, first of all, let's inject some initial positivity here before I absolutely drop a fucking nuke on Bungie's headquarters. Rock up in there with my pumped up kicks. All right. I'm glad we're getting 3 new guns for Trials. Don't get me wrong.
Wait,
I mean,
we're
not
getting
Trials.
3 new guns for Trials?
No.
GM. Nightfall.
Yeah.
They haven't said anything about Trials
not
yet.
No. GM.
I need
Not-
my characters for nothing.
It's not like Lightleap. It's not like you get them anyways. So
Right. You wouldn't be able to reach the lighthouse, dude. There's too many cheats in the game.
Fucking piece.
I would download cheats just so you don't get there. No, yeah, I'm glad we're getting 3 new guns. Like, whether they're actually new or reprisals, I don't know. I don't really care. It's cool. What I would say is get Palindrome now because it's going to be a pain in the ass to get it later.
for sure.
Because, like, the way they described it, it's essentially going to be half a season of new guns, and then a week, maybe they have, I think it's like, there's going to be like a week where it rotates in with all 3 of those. So you're going to have to, like, if you want Pally again and it's on a shitty week, you're going to have to go pray to RNGs as number 1 that you get a drop, number 2 that the drop is the gun you want, and number 3...
Doesn't he have a Twitter?
Yeah, he does. At RNG's Destiny. And number 3, that the gun that you get has the role that you want. So, yeah, just get it now, or forever hold your peace. Like, you're never going to fucking get it again.
Exactly.
Like, that's basically how it's going to be.
Legit question. So, what do you need it for?
What do you need what for? The Pally?
Like why?
Pally?
Like why is it a necessary weapon in the game?
The Pally's
Dude,
the
me-
best 140 in the
yeah.
game right now. Like, we were using it earlier today, me and Greg, and like it's the crispiest 140. Like, yeah, 120s are meta, but the second they nerfed
But in
120s to a
PvP,
point-
we're talking specifically PvP.
Yeah, we were
right? 'Cause
playing. We were using it in PvP.
Because I
Dude,
saw
we
you
were
last night
rolling
playing
people.
Grandmaster. On Tuesday night, I saw you play Grandmasters, and I was wondering which primary would actually do anything in this game. But so
Oh,
you're
yeah.
talking about PvP.
I mean, Pally again. You'd run it again.
Yeah, we were running in GMs just for the Void Shield as well. So
The palindrome and how nice it feels, it's definitely getting people interested in terms of what if 120s take a seat next season and 140s make that return. Pally is definitely going to be up there, and
Like-
Waking Vigil might be as well.
I don't think 120s are going to take a seat, but I think
I think
they'll,
what
like,
you have
good
the option
players
for
will be more
140s.
competitive.
Yeah. With 140s, you'll have right now 140s are in a good spot. It's just that 120s are just that much better because of how far you can team shot with players. But like the second 120s get like a little bit of nerf, like good players will go to a max range Pally because you'll still be hitting 30, 40 meters roughly, like 38, 37. And in a solo 1v1, if you have a Pally versus a 120 in your range, you're going to win it every time. So I love the gun. The gun feels fantastic. On piece, well, you can't be cheaters. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, cheaters are ruining even our casual games.
Like
it's
cheaters, all
ridiculous.
their guns feel good supposedly. So
No, I thought
it doesn't matter what they're using.
all their guns feel good.
I'm
Their
informed that
radar
all
works
Lightleap players
perfectly,
are
man.
Bots, so you're just the king of bots, Faded.
Hey man, I'll take it. I'm the king of something, right?
We
So,
like I said, we are not holding back any punches, even on ourselves, in between talks on these things. The last thing they say is there. So if you're looking to farm palindromes this week, will be your last chance to do so for a bit until they return. So stay tuned for a future TWAB where we show off next season's hotness coming to a Nightfall near you. If you're worried about doing Grandmasters. We did a few yesterday on stream of Arms Dealer. I can't stress it enough. I am not a Grandmaster connoisseur. I don't really touch that type of content. Yes, I do play PvE, but not to the point where I have excelled to the point of just 13-minute runs, 12-minute runs. But that Nightfall is very doable for the lighthearted, and I recommend if there's one to try, one to get in there, that would be the one. Do you guys have anything else on those new adept weapons before we move on to this nightmare synthesis crap, whatever the hell this is about?
I'm just gonna say. Oh, go ahead, Greg. You can go.
I was gonna say, like, probably no matter what they are, they're not gonna be better than what we have. Because we already have adepts from PvP with trials, and we already have one decent archetype with adepts for Pally. That's not gonna get beat. And everything else, like, there's no good archetypes left, so, you know, who cares?
Yeah.
Well, as somebody who's not playing now, I am kind of, I'm getting more and more annoyed, and it makes me less want to go back. The idea that they're doubling down on this FOMO, right? Seriously, because why not tie the weapons to a Nightfall and make them all available in the season? Have the 6 seasonal rotate as Grandmaster or something, but have still the Nightfalls be pickable or something, right? Mm-hmm. And you can still grind for the weapons. It would just add content. It would just be there. But they do this rhythmic urgency. But with Bungie, there's no like Lono always like to talk about rhythmic urgency, right? Mm-hmm. But there is no rhythm in this because you don't know when it will be back, right? You're just feeling right now, oh shit, I gotta grind Palindrome because it might be back in a year, it might be back in a month. I don't know.
Well, it's gonna be back like 5 weeks in.
Like, just keep the content.
Well, also just grinding GMs in general is just like the biggest pain point I've ever done in Destiny. Because on top of the RNG of getting the weapon, you also have RNG of getting a drop on completions. Like I did 21 GMs this week, got 13 drops. Like to me, that's insanity. A 66% drop rate. Like in content like that, that's also failable. Like we failed 4 or 5 of them. It's like this isn't fun content, but because I'm a loot-driven player, I want the loot, so I'm willing to go through the pain points of a GM, even though they're easier. You can still just die to just walking across like a rock and hitting your toe. You know?
Exactly.
So, like,
our pain tolerance is definitely much higher because of the type of players we are, and that doesn't speak for everyone. And I think that's the biggest issue with these Grandmasters.
Honestly, when it comes to triple drop week, like triple weapon week, where it's Pally, Swarm, and Shadow Price, they need to make it a guaranteed drop of one of those.
Platinum should be guaranteed.
A platinum guaranteed.
Platinum
it's a joke that you're gonna have you're gonna have 4 layers of RNG to get a gun that you want.
Yeah,
just because you missed the last season.
Yeah,
like,
and
that's
on
a joke.
top of the roles you might want, right? Like I'm a very role-centric person. Like for PvP, roles matter like the most in this game.
No doubt.
So if I don't get, say, ricochet round,
sure as hell don't fucking matter for the GM.
Yeah, GM it does. Well, your primaries don't do anything. Your primaries break shields and stun champ.
Yeah, your primaries.
But other than that, you're literally tickling them. You're in GM. You're triple shooting a trash ad, and you all have to reload and then still keep shoot the same trash ad. It's like, what is this content? I don't.
Right. They scale the enemies up, but they don't scale us up.
Like why is the power fantasy in PvP, but not GMs and not the PvE side? Like,
bro, you think getting frozen's a power fantasy? Yeah, baby. Shove that icicle up my asshole further, please. I want to feel the power.
Embrace the darkness, Greg. Embrace the darkness.
Oh, I'm embracing it. I'm squeezing hard.
Oh my god! But yeah,
that warlock's coming after me. Fucking this got that staff in hand, bro.
So let's talk about this synthesis because I need some better understanding of it. Since the launch of Destiny 1, we've seen requests for a Transmog system. After some developmental time, buckets of sweat, and a few happy tears, we're happy to introduce armor synthesis to Destiny 2. Ada 1 will be returning to the tower to help Guardians customize their appearance in a brand new way. Today we'll be explaining how this feature will work and how you can work your way towards your favorite looks. Quick note, many of the following screenshots were from test builds, so many things may look slightly different when released. Thanks. Before we get way too
price.
yeah,
Price is
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Before we get too deep, here's a quick list of steps that players will take to convert their armor appearance into universal armor ornaments. Defeat enemies to earn Synthestrand. Spend Synthestrand on bounties to earn Synth Cord. Convert Synth Cord at the loom in the tower into Synth Weave. Use Synth Weave and then use Synth Weave to convert an unlocked armor piece, legendary quality or lore from collections into a universal armor ornament.
They forgot the asterisk.
Non-native speaker. So this is.
And then beat Elon Musk to Mars with your Synth Weave.
Mars?
Oh my god. To start, players will begin earning Synth Strand when defeating enemies in Destiny 2. After earning 150 Synth Strand, players may visit 801 in the tower to acquire class-specific bounties, which will reward Synth Cord. When developing this feature, an early goal was to ensure players could earn Synth Weave through numerous activities in Destiny 2. That way, players will spend most of their time in the Crucible, could continue to do so, and still engage with armor synthesis. There will be 5 categories of armor synthesis bounties: Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit, destinations, or raids and dungeons. Here are a few examples of bounties that you will see. Before I read all this, what Greg, you've been the most vocal so far of us about it. Just give me real quick. We're gonna go down in pieces of it, how the total look of this, but give me just the beginning, the Synth Strand to Synth Core to Synth Weave to Synth Bitch. Like what's going on here? Like why is there so much? Why does this look so convoluted?
You want to know what's going on, bro? This is what's going on. We got Bungie sitting at their fucking headquarters, rubbing their nipples over the fucking cash grab that they have over us having to regrind and getting fed up with it and spending our money to get the armor again. The fucking, like, who knows, dude? Who knows? It's like, oh, Luke Smith sitting there like, all right, how do we make more money? We got Matter coming up. We got new employees to hire. I mean, look, we already took away some stuff. Can we? What do people really like? Oh, armor? How much can we charge for that? Well, look. At the end of the day, right? But look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? It's all okay. But it's all okay. It's all okay because we get a free year 1 shader pack at no extra cost. And I think
Are you using OBS? Wait, legit question.
No, I'm not. I'm using.
Time have you spent today to do
we've been here for 2 hours preparing this. We got them.
Yeah. We.
On guard.
Like, I honestly, I don't understand what the thought process was for this. Like, my favorite transmog system, right? My favorite transmog system is Final Fantasy 15. And the reason being, okay, you do the content, all right? You get
the stripper game?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the stripper game, right? So you play the game, you do the content, you get the armor, new content comes out, right? The armor's not good anymore, but guess what? It doesn't fucking matter because you can slap it in your dresser or you can put it in your inventory and you can wear it whenever you want.
But Greg, see, that makes way too much
sense.
sense.
But in that game, I could. Yeah, okay.
we gotta start thinking of how much we're going to be grinding this stuff because armor.
Do you want me to tell you?
There is no sunsetting, right? So, that's their way for us to grind armor now, right? So
you're not grinding armor.
No, but you are grinding armor. You're grinding the stuff
the
to
synths.
get the transmog to
the synths.
upgrade
We're grinding all the synths.
You're grinding how my armor looks, bro.
Yeah, but
bruh, you want to know how long
irrelevant,
it's gonna take me? Okay, look, when I first heard about this a month ago, all right, I had 8 sets of armor. I mean, I have more than that now. I have like 12 that I want to do, and just for one class. It's gonna take me over a year to get those sets of armor to unlock. Like,
what were the numbers what were the numbers that you calculated in terms of like price and then how many hours it would take you to do it if you weren't gonna pay?
I don't know how many hours because they didn't specify a drop rate. Just fucking shocker on that one too. But look, it's probably gonna be something like 100 kills gets you a synth. What the fuck is it? A synth strand?
Synth strand, synth cord to synth
cord,
weed,
synth
and then
weed.
the synth simp. Synth simp is the last. Yeah, but why? I know I'm probably asking something that we either don't have the answer to, or it just sounds like I'm bitching and ranting. But why is everything so convoluted when it comes to currencies? I never understand. Like, why can't it just be A to B, not A to F to Z? All right, let's go to B now,
bro. You gotta. It's like it's Faded going. You know what to say about this, Faded. Take it.
So the reason it's so convoluted is because it adds depth, and adding depth to the game makes us confused, and making us confused makes us play more because we have absolutely no idea what is going on. Because I don't even know what's going on with this Guardian games. Like they're like, you have to get this medal, this medal, this medal, this. I'm like, what is going on here? I can't. It's annoying. It's annoying. Anyways,
well,
not
only that, the most important thing is left out. All of this shit in the TWAB is completely meaningless without you knowing what the drop rate for everything is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they left it out.
You know the
stats,
stats,
for one of these
but you don't know anything else.
Lightleap. I want to ask you something real quick, Lightleap, and then you can continue what you want to say. But I think it's important because I was thinking about you while reading this. Like, what does it feel like to be lifted from the burden of having to laugh off currency crap like this? But more importantly, like, do you feel somewhat like relieved that you don't have to take part in this sort of nonsense just because you got to jump through this hoop and then you got to limbo under this one? How does it make you feel to kind of be alleviated from all this, hoop jumping?
All right, before I jump into this, we're straight. As you notice, we're straight with each other. So I'm gonna be straight with chat, and I have to have a question for Andrew because he said I'm not a fan of doing GMs again for Gilded title since I'm more towards PvP. So, bro, why the fuck do you do the GM Gilded title if you're more towards PvP?
Right, just don't do it.
It doesn't make any sense.
Broken and flawless. You will not see another title on my character. Nah, I ain't doing that shit.
If you're more towards PvP, you should not even get the regular title. It's a matter of pride.
Just get flawless or unbroken and call it a day. Like
I was gonna say. Andrew, I'm the same way. Someone asked me, like, well, let's just get Gilded, and then I looked at Greg's Gilded Triumphs. I'm like, I don't want to do that shit. Like, I just don't care. I mean, if you personally want to go for it, go for it. Go ahead, Light.
Xerox, Bungie is worse than EA now. They're worse.
It's a difficult question. There's a lot of things. Like making a top rating without, I don't know how to answer that without going like too far off the rails. It's just. I definitely noticed with like a hard cut. So for anyone who didn't, I deleted all my characters on Sunday since encountering only cheaters on 102 trials matches. And
we're gonna get into why that was so escalated.
We're gonna get to that later.
But 80 of your games,
absolutely.
Like not all 100.
He's being a little much and he's upset for sure.
So it definitely gives you this other perspective because before I felt like it was easy to jump back into the game to get some stuff, right? If I still had everything, I would be like, just get on Guardian games and get the catalyst, and at least for completion's sake. And it's the same with the currency, right? You don't see you. It's funny because your brain, I think, automatically looks at everything you spent, the amount of time you spent, and then relates that to how much more they ask of you. So you would be like, oh, I really want that armor piece. What the fuck is $10? I already spent like 100 on it, right? Or 200 or 300 over the course of 3 years. Yeah. So it really doesn't matter. So now I definitely have this perspective of, man, like with the synth especially, what is insane to me is that they're asking you to pay money to use armor pieces that they took away from you in year one, right?
That's what
and they're reintroducing them as pure ornaments. So I would totally understand this system for new armor or armor from like even beyond light, maybe that they removed now from the game, or that you have to earn or current armor pieces that are still earnable in game, but stuff that's not earnable in game anymore that you were perfectly fine wearing and infusing for many years until they introduced sunsetting or until they upgraded armor 2.0, and now they're asking you to pay money for it to use that look that's already in the game. Especially coming from this perspective that the game is doing very well, right? Yeah. I don't think they need this absolute last second of income. Mostly they know that a lot of the old armor pieces are very popular, right? That's why they're doing it. And I think that's just I don't know. That just rubs me really the wrong way.
That's why I said
yeah.
they're worse than EA, because EA, right? They do loot boxes and they do pay to win loot boxes, but at least you know when you buy a game with EA, like that's what it is. Bungie is like, all right, look, you earn this armor, but you can't use it anymore. And actually, we're just gonna completely take it out of the game. They developed the armor this before the game was even free to play. Like post Beyond Light, I'm 100% with you. I don't care if they want us to grind for stuff or pay for Transmog for anything post Beyond Light, because it just came out. Like, I'm fine with that. But armor that we already paid for, grinded for, and then they took away arbitrarily because they either couldn't be fucked to add it to Armor 2.0, or they just said it's not very the content that it came from is not very popular anymore. So sorry, like you're not gonna have this anymore. And now they're saying, oh, you want that back? Well, you can either take a year to get it, or you can pay us some money.
Yeah, my biggest problem with this, I don't care about the money aspect of it as much. If they didn't put a fucking cap on it,
if they didn't put a cap on it,
if there was no cap, if I could go get like 10 a season, and now I'd have to spend a dime in the Eververse, but like if I want 3 different sets for my hunter, and now I have to go pay money because I don't want to wait a season, that's the thing that's ludicrous to me. It's like, what are you absolutely doing? Like, all the caps in this game, as a player who has a lot of playtime and does like all the end game stuff, drives me absolutely insane. It's like, why am I being limited? Why are you putting a throttle on my gas pedal? Like, I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. And again, I don't care. Let the whales of the game pay in the Eververse for you. Let them give all the money to get this stuff faster. I don't care. But if I'm going to put the playtime in, why am I being limited to 2 per character per, right? Like, stop it. Stop it. Why am I limited to 10 Ascendant Shards? Why am I limited? Like, stop limiting me. Let me play the fucking game.
I'm forced.
Get my stuff and move on. Like,
just that point alone, Faded. I'm going through my Ascendant Shards every week and just basically burning 2 just to infuse into an armor I'm never going to use in case I wanted to dismantle it to get a thing back. The caps need to end.
My postmaster or my vault is full of just masterworked exotics because I have to, or else I just lose all those Ascendant Shards. Like, right, like I said, I did 20 something gems this week for the pally I got, and I was like, I'm just not getting Ascendant Shards. All my vaults are full. All my postmasters full. I'm losing Ascendant Shards in my postmaster because it's getting deleted. I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing. If I want a Crucible reward, I have to delete Enhancement Prism so I can get my exotic. So I, like, all the systems just don't make sense. Like, just raise my cap. Let me go get my Transmog armor. Let me go just play your game. And why am I being limited? If I want to play more, let me play more. Like,
it shouldn't stop us. It shouldn't stop us.
Like,
Zubair, as always, makes me laugh. He says, at least EA tells you ahead of time that they're going to shit in your mouth. Bungie just surprises you when you aren't.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Light.
Like, okay, and
I want to engage with...
Let Lightleap go real quick.
Yeah, I want to engage with what Eugene is saying instead. So he's saying that you're about to unlock 60 ornament pieces, right?
Yeah, I've been following.
If you have 3 characters, and that's more than most people have on ornaments. That's true, but I don't understand. That seems to me like a straw man, because the ornaments so far have been clearly Eververse. So you paid for them, or you earned them in year 2 or year 1. That was like this time where you earned them, right?
Those also don't work.
I just think the whole process is still convoluted as usual.
Now it's literally, they're making you pay for ornaments, not from Eververse that are brand new, but they're making you pay for ornaments that were in the game that you could wear. And now sometimes they reintroduced armor, right, for free. That was part of just a new season. But now they're basically ridding themselves of that and basically making all the old armor ornaments monetized, right? And that's just I don't understand what the amount of ornament or Eververse has anything to do with this. They're monetizing old armor.
Yeah.
That you already
monetizing
have.
Content
that's
paid.
You just can't use.
So the ornaments that we currently have, they're not going to be used in the next phase of Transmog. Is how we're reading this?
Right.
Or no. Okay.
I'd also like to point out that all the year 1 ornaments don't work. Anything from
yes.
It doesn't work.
Let's finish through, because we're diving into points of it that are probably going to be mentioned. the locations in the playlist. Vanguard, complete playlist strikes using specific subclasses, accumulate points in Nightfall strikes in the Crucible, capture zones in Crucible control matches. Wow, that's really funny. Complete Crucible matches and defeat opponents using specific damage types as a team. This should always be something as a team. Gambit, send and defeat blockers in Gambit, defeat Primeval envoys, high value targets, and Primevals in Gambit. Destinations, defeat nightmares on any destination or in nightmare hunts, defeat bosses while defending the blind well within a dreaming city. Raids and dungeons, complete the following encounter of any raid or dungeon, generate orbs of power in raids or dungeons. If you pick the wrong bounty, some of the synth strands will be refunded if you choose to abandon it. But not the full amount. So think carefully before abandoning. And then they kind of have like a tree of how this works in terms of shader applying, and that costs something as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? They raised the price on shader application.
Well, no, yeah, they added a 500 glimmer. Like again, glimmer is one of those currencies where they just keep adding cost to it because it doesn't have a use.
Yeah.
So just get rid of it. Like they added a 500 glimmer cost, like fucking who cares? And then they added a apply all button, which is fine, whatever. But to buy shaders from Eververse now, instead of 40, it's 300. Like, don't know why. Don't know why they decided to just increase that too. Like for no reason. Like, oh, it's a one. It was always a one-time purchase. Why does that matter? Like it was never like.
I think
I don't get it.
I would have been
like,
okay.
Oh, you're saving me some legendary shards. You're charging me more bright dust. Fuck off.
I would have been okay with something like a 5-step quest to like guild a piece of armor or whatever, guild whatever, some armor forge that you give to Ada, and then you put the armor forge and then the piece of armor you want to imbue, and in like a 5-length quest would be long. Or you could just pay 100 silver for a whole piece of armor. I don't know. I think I would have been a little bit more simplistic. I would have put like maybe 100 or an 80 silver price. Maybe those are too high. Maybe 50 to 80 price on a piece of armor if you want to keep it. That's just the normal route if you don't want to play the game. If you want to play the game, you got to do some 5-step quests to achieve something to ornamentize the thing, and then you got to pay bright dust or whatever the case may be. I think the hoops are too much. It's not that I have a problem with what you're getting out of it. It's what we're having to do just to get it. It's enough, but I don't think it's enough for what we're having to do to get it.
I mean, they should have tied it. They should have just tied it to the seasonal challenges.
Yeah, like the thing with this Transmog is like it's supposed to be like this big celebration because we finally got it. We've wanted it since D1, and then it's like, but you're going to have to pay for it, and like they're basically just bending us over at their whim, and it's just like, I don't know how much more they can expect the Destiny community to keep taking from this nonsense because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like it's absolutely obnoxious.
It was such an easy win, dude. It was such an easy win.
Yeah, just here's Transmog. Do a little bit of this, and this.
I thought they were going to do the Diablo 3 version of Transmog where you just pay some higher end material and go for it. Maybe some silver if you wanted to bypass that higher end material.
I mean, in my opinion, there should be a cutoff time where, like, year 1 and year 2 armor, for example, is all like unlocked as universal ornaments.
Yeah.
Can I just point out, like, actually no, because you'll get to it eventually. I'll point it out when you get to it in the TWAB.
All right, let's continue because this is making everyone feel a type of way. It's definitely making me feel a type of way now because how easy I think they could have made it. How many of these can you earn? Players may earn up to 10 synth wave per class. This is the cap that me and Faded were just stressing about. Except in season of whatever the fuck. To celebrate the introduction of armor synthesis in season whatever the fuck, players may earn 10 additional synth weave per class through the introductory experience. In total, during season of Redacted, players may earn up to 20 synth weave per class, which can either be used to convert 4 full sets to armor ornaments or 20 specific items. As a quick example for the hunters out there, that can mean you unlock 4 armor pieces plus 16 individual cloaks to swap between depending on your mood.
Like, just the fucking way they phrase it, like they're being so Yo, you guys want to unlock 16 cloaks next season? Like, let's put it into actual. Let's put it into realistic.
Do you guys not have phones? Like that's how I'm hearing this right now.
Like right. This is the realistic perspective is you get 4 sets of armor next season and then 2 after that per season. Like that's really what it is. Because 10 what the fuck is it? Synthweave? 10 Synthweave is 2 sets of armor, right? It's 10 pieces.
Like, real quick, I want you to jump in on it, Faded. But Colin, just it's stressing me out. He goes, "That's what I thought. They could have made it a material sink for those huge amounts of shaders we're about to build. Like they could have made a piece of armor, 3 Ascendant shards to make into an ornament. And then maybe if you didn't want to spend that much, 50 silver. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man." It's disappointing.
I can't agree to paying for anything. Like, I have to say, I have to point it out now because it's relevant. They're trying to say, like, oh, we're being so generous, yeah? Just fucking open your mouth wider so we can shove our thick Bungie cock down your fucking throat. By going, oh, for reference, Universal Armor Ornament bundles cost 1,500 silver and it only costs 1,000 for your own armor. Look, bitch! You're comparing a custom-made, new at the time, piece of armor designed by the team to a fucking seasonal set that was designed 2 years ago that you're trying to resell the unlock price to me for. Like, there's no comparison. That shit was already made and paid for when the game came, when that piece of content came out. It wasn't like especially made for the fucking Eververse store at 1,500 silver. Like, you can't make that price comparison just to make yourself seem generous. Yeah, it's not the same context. It doesn't work.
Agreed. Let me hear before I continue. Ross Erickson, this channel it's separate from Lono's channel in terms of the monetization and everything. We're still under the same network umbrella. You can just click exclamation point join or hit the join button if you're on your desktop. Actually, one person I forgot to mention in the very beginning before we even started the show, Wheezy, you hit the warrior status. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the Coliseum. You are a warrior. Yeah, Wheezy is the best. If I wouldn't have an Xbox Series X as soon as I did if it wasn't for him. All right, so please note, some exceptions apply. Universal ornaments may only be applied to legendary armor pieces, legendary armor pieces. Exotic armor pieces cannot take the appearance of alternate armor, as we want to maintain their appearance for players to quickly identify and understand what exotic perks a player may have in all activities. I kind of expected that exotics weren't going to change. There will also be a few exceptions at launch for year 1 armor ornaments due to technical constraints, but we are currently working on solutions for a future season. These exceptions include year 1 armor ornaments, Vanguard, Crucible, Iron Banner, faction rallies, prestige raids, and Trials of the Nine. Ornaments can still be applied if the base armor piece is from an activity that the ornament originates. As an example, if a player owns Crucible ornaments from Curse of Osiris, they may be applied to Crucible armor pieces at no cost. Okay, so that's just letting us keep whatever the hell they can already reassess.
It's so fucking confusing, man.
It's just that they can't just be layman's. They need to write poetry. It's just they need to confuse everybody. However, these ornaments cannot be applied to seasonal armor. Additionally, all base armor appearances from 2018 and 2019 Solstice of Hero events will be available for armor synthesis. However, due to an issue where 2018 and 2019 glows cannot be socketed alongside armor appearances in the new Guardian appearance system, the glows will not be supported. Solstice 2020 armor glows were developed with the Guardian appearance system in mind, and players will retain the white armor glow if it was earned during the event. Subclass base glows will continue to function on their universal ornaments as well. Anything else? Go on.
So basically, the glows that you paid for in 2018 and 2019, you're never gonna fucking use them again ever, because they're not compatible, and you're like, the only way you can get them is by wearing the actual armor it came from, which because it was random roll, you can't.
Yeah.
That money's just gone.
I just love all the depth we're getting with all the confusion that they're writing with this TWAB. Like, I'm listening to all this stuff, and I'm just like, I've read it 3 times. I've listened to Azakrov's video. I'm listening to Wolvie, and I'm just like, I still know what's going on. Like, how is it this complicated? Whoa. That's Trials. That's no.
It's already been used. It's already been used.
This is a totally different pile of shit.
It's totally. Still stepping in it though. Got both feet, dude. I got one in Trials and one in this.
I'm jumping head first into the shit, but it's still shit. Like,
Ganks,
my problem.
Ganks X, you are a warrior, bro. Welcome to the Coliseum. Thank you so much for hitting that join button, and thank you so much for the great viewership today. This is going to be a reoccurring thing on Thursdays in alignment with the TWAB. Us four, we are going to sit here. We are going to talk about gaming news in both in general aspect. If there's something big that earthquakes, we're not going to just sit here and just have our noses in Destiny 1 because we don't like it all that much. I've been facetious, of course. We still like it. We play it. We enjoy it. But, you know, there's things that we want to be vocal about that I think that the community feels that if they're not following in suit and being part of that group think about loving Destiny altogether, then hey, they're just like, oh, you're just only bashing. No, we want what's best in the game to keep us still interested. This is 7 years going, and a lot of us are a part of it.
I don't. Fuck that game.
I'm sorry, but like Eugene be the kind of guy where you fucking walk into his closet, take half his clothes out, and be like, every 2 months you get to pick a shirt you want back, and he goes, I was just trying to clean out my closet anyway. Like, fuck up. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not okay with them trying to like spoon feed me back the shit I already paid for and fucking grinded for. Like, it's just not okay.
It sucks.
It sucks. It's like
Greg,
having to slowly slide down a fucking. Oh, I almost said his name, dude. I was.
No names.
A fucking like a dildo strapped to my chair like an inch at a time. Like, oh, okay, it's gonna hurt at first, but like you get used to it as you go down. Like, oh,
yeah, they want us to be accustomed to their version of
feels
pain.
like-
right.
It feels like getting fucked by a cardboard cutout wearing a strap on.
Basically.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. That's exactly.
If we can
what
put it
it
as
is.
visceral as anything else for you
Like, that
folks, that's
feeling,
exactly how it is.
100% that feeling.
So,
I can relate.
the Eververse, and I think this we're gonna rob everybody. Go ahead.
Wait, I'm just saying, Eugene has good opinions. Don't go so hard on him because he has the type. I'm actually curious what he's saying. But I think we're.
I'm actually.
Wait. Let me finish. I think the problem is we're coming from two different perspectives. I agree with you that in general, if you just look at how these ornaments are earned and how it's monetized, I mean, we don't know yet how they're earned, but let's assume it's reasonable. That's
a
not
big
the
assumption.
problem. My issue
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they randomly always take part of the game out, and okay, some they reintroduce for pure grind, which is fine, right? Like let's say you might not like the reissued weapons in the dungeons, but I have to say, you know what? They've actually made me play the dungeons again, so I kind of changed my mind on that. But the problem I have is that they monetize shit that you already basically have, but was made useless by in-game mechanics.
Right.
That's my issue. So I'm not. If I would agree with you, Eugene, I love, like, for example, this Hake armor for the hunter. I would love to use it. And there's also this
Hake
warlock robes that look like a coat. Man, I love that shit. And it was sunset. It was reintroduced in Season of Dawn, but unfortunately then with the sun setting, Season of Dawn was made useless again. But I love that shit. There's a lot of your armor that I want to use. And sure, I can pick some of it as my 20 pieces that I get free per character. But honestly, there's a lot more that I would like to mix and match. And it's only monetized if you pay for it, but that's the point. I already have it. And then now they're making the choice, oh, you can have it back if you pay for it. You know?
It just feels like they're punishing us for something that they caused, and now, like, okay, oh, I have to be more selective, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm like, what, so you expect me to be okay with them punishing me by limiting what I can get when they took it away?
Yeah.
Because I like the game? Like, okay, so because I spent time in the game, because I enjoyed it, I grinded for the shit that I wanted to grind for, and I put a bunch of hours into it to get, like, I don't know, like the Escalation Protocol armor, right? Let's say I want to get a set of that on each of them, and I want to get, like, my Prestige Leviathan armor, right? You're telling me that, oh, I should be less upset because I have more. I should not be upset because I have more to choose from, but I just have to be more selective about it. Like, I don't understand why, like, what the attitude is. Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely don't.
Well, no, they're
Like,
basically like saying like, here's a piece of candy, be happy with the candy. But it's like, there's like 6 candies I want.
it's like, but I had a whole bucket of candy.
Yeah,
you
I want
emptied it
all my
out,
candies,
took
and
away
I had
80.
before.
Right, like
I personally thought I was getting a different type of candy. I'm more upset about how they're going about it. rather than
Right.
I think you guys should feel justified to be upset about this, because I don't think it's as simplistic as many people thought. Yes, if you didn't care about ornaments before, like now you have a stream, I guess their makeshift streamline. It's a real shitty bumpy road, but I mean there's a road now. I guess that's really about the most positive I could be.
Like, I understand them being people being happy about Transmog. Yes, it's great. It's in the game, but like we shouldn't be like happy just at like the bare minimum or like convoluted ways that people or that Bungie's doing it. Like, why can't it just be simple as I play the game, I do these bounties, I get a thing? Why does it have to be okay? I have 10 of these per this season. I want this one, this one, this one. Oh, I want this, right? Like, why do I have to be limited as a player? Because you sunset all of my shit. Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Let's go in the Eververse, because we still have a lot to talk about. Go ahead.
The other thing I want to say about this is think about how it's going to feel for people, right? Like you said, oh, most people don't have 60 things. Dude, we got 11 armor sets since Beyond Light launched. That's 55 pieces just since the game came out, since Beyond Light launched. Most people, right, have way more than that. Most people have way more than that, all right? And they bring out, we're going to get 2 armor sets next season, and we get a new armor set every season. And then when the new DLC comes out, we're going to get another 3 or 4. Like, okay, we get 60 one season, and then we get rate limited after that, all right? And when people, like, they purposefully design this so that when you sit there, you hover over that, like, helmet slot, you see all the shit that you have. And they let you preview every piece of armor that you have, and you can pick and put whatever you want. And suddenly it goes from, oh, I only had 2 sets in mind to, oh, maybe I actually want 3 or 4 or 5, because you start figuring out stuff that you didn't think looked good together look really good. So like, and then suddenly you don't have enough time. It's going to take you a year to get those sets, right? And then by that point, there's going to be new armor that comes out that maybe you want to use that. So like, I don't care about the grind. I don't care about having to pay for it. What I care about is the limit and the cap that they put on people.
The cap is the issue.
Cap is the biggest issue for me.
And here's another thing, like, because Wolvie asked how do I look at it after quitting.
Yeah.
And I have to say, my perspective, it's quite amazing. I didn't realize it before myself, because Destiny is becoming such a habit, and I think for a lot of people it's a habit, because it's easy to be a habit, right? It's super satisfying to just play. And they realize that. So I think it's no surprise to me that this is it's basically a currency grind, like we have already 20 times in this game.
Another currency
and
grind.
People will just replay. And honestly, after I separated myself from this attachment, I realized, like when I watched you guys play this, the Grandmaster or something else, I realized, man, I did this like 1,000,000 times already. And it just feels like you're getting something new, where it's just a stupid currency to earn stupid armor that you already had 2 years ago. It's really, I don't know, it just feels so shallow. And considering this is like a large TWAB,
it's just more Destiny that we already have. It's not like we're doing new strikes. We're doing the old strikes to get the old armor to put on our right. Like, it's just At some point, like, as veteran player, like, if you're a new player, man, you must love everything. Like, you have so many hours, but you have so many activities. By all means, but it's like when I've done the same strike 1,000 times, when I know exactly where to go, what to do, GMs, blah blah blah, it's like I'm getting bored of it. But you're also now making me have to go back into that content and grind it again for stuff I already had. Like, I love Pally, beautiful gun. I had it in D1, you know, like I grinded in D1. I went for rolls in D1 for this gun, so it's like, where's all the new stuff? Where's all the right? Like, yeah. And like, again, Transmog, it was such an easy, simple win.
I think so too.
You get the stuff. No cap, no bullshit. If you want to get it faster,
you streamline it silver or shit ton of the materials that we already have. Like, again, 5 extended shards. I don't give a fuck what they did.
Don't cap me. Don't cap.
Go the Warframe route. Pay to wait less. That's all they gotta do. It's an easy win. I mean, like, it's a good solution between rate limiting in a way.
I fucking hate these systems. I fucking hate that.
I mean, no.
I'm like, stuff you pay for should, in my opinion, I disagree with that with Lono as well. Stuff you pay for. Here's the reasoning for this. I like, from an economics perspective, everything is about incentive, right? I don't want game mechanics incentivized by somebody monetizing it, right? So I don't want a game mechanic to be incentivized to be made worse because you want the incentives so there for people to pay for it.
Lightleap,
That's why I think paid stuff should always be separate. Paid stuff should always be you shouldn't be able to get it in game by playing, and it should never interfere with important in-game mechanics. So
that's why Transmog and every other game is free and included.
Right, but I super disagree with this idea that you should pay to lessen the grind, because then the grind is not determined by what is satisfying. It's determined by there is this painfulness component, because they are incentivized to not make it enjoyable for the player, but to make it painful enough so it can still be monetized. You understand what I mean? I hate this incentive. I would never. I hate all aspects of monetized gameplay where it's not clearly separated.
Eugene, what do you mean by it's a tech issue?
Yeah, I was just about to comment. Like, if it's a tech issue, why did they make something like? Again, I'm not in this field, but I personally feel they could have did this on Ascendant Shards, or they could have did this on some other mass big piece of quantity. Maybe they made some other mat that was higher than Ascendant Shards. It took like 4 Ascendant Shards to make this one, and then just tie it to like 25, 50 silver to make something. It was a very easy thing to do, and I think it's all convoluted, weird, fucked up. Go on, Greg.
I don't see how it's a tech issue. I mean, you can pay to unlock as much as you want in a season, so I'm not sure what about it is a tech issue. Well, like unlocking everything. I mean, they filled stuff in our collections and given us stuff before for free.
Yeah.
No problem. They can just check a box and unlock everything.
Yeah, Rain. It's the same thing I thought, like how I thought it was going to be in Diablo 3. Diablo 3, it requires a decent amount of the high-end mats that, you have to get. You have to be somewhat, prepared to get those materials to transmog. And I know Destiny can't mimic that and just make it the high-end mats alone, but if they made a brand new mat and it took the highest mat in the game currently, Ascended Shards, to create that new mat, and if people really couldn't do that, they could pay 25 to 50 silver, whatever they wanted to price it, not this 300 to 1,000 I'm about to read right now. Before I go on, guys, because I really want to go on, because we have other better topics and more spicy topics to talk about as well. Anything else before I move on to the Eververse portion? Dope. All right, Eververse will also synth-weave templates for direct purchase through the Guardian appearance screen. Players may either purchase a single synth-weave, or they may purchase a 5-piece bundle. Item: synth-weave template, 1 token, 300 silver cost. Synth-weave template bundle, 5 tokens, 1,000. For reference, universal ornament bundles cost 1,500 silver. That's what it currently. To avoid mistaken purchases, synth-weave templates from Eververse can be applied to any class. I think that's a lot. Personally, I think that's a lot. I guess for 5 to be 1,000, yeah, that's you're getting 5,000 less silver, but at the same time, these are just ornaments. These are still ornaments at the end of the day.
It's the cost of a season to pay for armor you already got as a cosmetic.
Exactly. Like, let's say you wanted something again, or you had it before, and it was just your way of looking. You liked the way you looked, and yeah, now I'm completely getting where you're coming from.
I don't have a strong opinion. I wouldn't go that far. Like, as I said,
that is how much it costs. It's £9.
Yeah. No. But I think the price, whether something is expensive or not, is determined by the market, right? So, from a philosophical perspective, I don't have any problem with it when it's currently, like, when it's new armor. Let's say they release a new raid, and now you can unlock this armor, this new armor. With these prices or this grind, I don't have a problem with that. My issue is specifically old armor that is not available anymore in the game otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think 1,000 silver. If that's the price for a full armor set and you want to make it an ornament and people are willing to pay for it, if that's the cost they determine, because they will make it cheaper if nobody will pay it, right? But if people are paying that and the grind is fine, that's different. My gripe with this system is specifically with like year 1 armor that will
That's
otherwise.
yeah. That's mine is
You're
anything
one
pre Beyond Light. I shouldn't be paying or grinding for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Like
The
I
thing-
already
thing
put
I
the
think you
time
guys
in.
are
I
all
already put the
missing-
money in.
the thing you guys are all missing, like I agree. I agree with all your guys' points and all that. The one thing that we're all missing here is in D1 or D2 year 1 and year 2, we had armor 1.0, right? And now we have armor 2.0. So yeah, we're getting the same armor that we had before, but basically we're updating that armor to the new stat rules, the new armor that we have, like the high stat roll armor, right? So it's not exactly we're just getting our old stuff. We're updating our old stuff towards the new stuff, and that's where I think like Eugene and people are trying to say in chat is it's not exactly we're buying the old stuff. We're buying the old stuff, but like at the armor 2.0 level, right? So like I can keep all my 100 builds with the old armor, which I even if I have that old armor sitting in my vault or in my inventory, I can't wear it now because it doesn't add the value that it does right now to my character. It doesn't make my character as strong because it's still old armor. So making it look like the old armor, it's just updating it to the new system essentially.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not spending
Right,
time and effort again on shit that they already developed. It costs almost no money for them to tick a box to say this is ornamental versus this is actual armor. It
No,
doesn't.
again, I agree on you.
Like,
I'm just saying we just have more.
I'm getting bored of Greg getting angry at that. Can we move to the next topic?
Well, I think the shaders are going to piss him off
Shut
too.
the fuck up. I know what you're saying.
Through the Guardian appearance screen, we took an opportunity to improve the shader experience. Currently, shaders are one-time use consumable that might be repurchased from collections for Glimmer or Legendary Shards. Starting next season, all unlocked shaders will be visible on the Guardian appearance screen when hovering over the shader bucket. Players may apply shaders for 500 Glimmer per armor piece. That's ridiculous. Additionally, we've added often requested apply all button for shaders, which will cost 2,500 Glimmers total. This is the same Glimmer cost to purchase shaders right now, but we've done away with the Legendary Shards requirement. Just make it free. Why? I think it goes on to the idea of you're making it this big scene, like, oh, we're giving you this, just then give it to us. Don't put any sort of Glimmer. I think there's two things that Glimmer needs to be removed off of from applying things. I want it removed off of shaders, and I want it removed off of mods. I had to leave middle of a survival game because I had no Glimmer to change any of my mods. I could have played it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to get curb stomped while I'm sitting there running some anarchy build. I'm good. I don't think that kind of stuff should cost Glimmer or should have any sort of currency tied to it. It's my opinion. If you don't think so, it's whatever. I'm bitching. Hey, you're probably right, but it's something I'm gonna bitch about. I don't think that type of stuff should cost Glimmer at all. Shaders will continue. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I said no, it shouldn't. And also, like, we should have ways to be like different mods, like different builds worth of mods, right? So if I want to snipe, I want sniper scavenger, I want sniper targeting, and all that. There should be ways that I can go from all my armor to be the same set of armor. I could be like, it has these mods, and then another tab has these mods, right? So then I don't have to be like go through like my headpiece and be like change this and this and this, change the
Dude,
mobility, change, right? Like it's just like it's so obnoxious. Like when I go from a Nightfall to Crucible, it takes me like what 10,000-15,000 Glimmer to change everything. It takes me 5 minutes. It's like, bro, I'm not trying to undress and dress up my character. I'm trying to play your game. Like, just give me easy access things, and it's just like.
I think shaders should be free. If everyone has access, just give them free. It's just make them free.
What's the point of all these? Like, it's all just like.
Because Glimmer doesn't have a purpose.
It sounds petty, but it's part of the bigger scale in terms of them capping things, limiting things that really don't need to have some sort of gate to it. There's really no reason for a Glimmer gate for the things that we mentioned, shaders, mods on your armor. Why? Like you've already earned them. You've already paid for them sometimes through Banshee. I've already earned my adept mods from going flawless or doing a Grandmaster Nightfall. There's just gates on top of gates. I understand it's petty, I understand it's minimal, but it's a grander scale of things because we're talking about all the loopholes of getting through this synth stuff, whatever the hell, and then here we are. We're talking about glimmering shaders.
I do wonder because somebody said, somebody said, if every shader is in that menu, that's going to be a lot of scrolling, right? I do wonder how they're going to handle that because I have 273 out of 279.
Lord.
Oh, you don't have all shaders?
Why do you know
Lord.
that?
Why the fuck are you on this
Lord.
Grab those last shaders.
He's got it like in a coat. He's got it in a coat. He's opening the coat. And he's got all the shaders in a
guy
coat.
That's
calls
what I'm
himself
saying.
a-
Like,
A Destiny player. Like,
well, look,
fucking
there's
casual.
only like 2 that I can't get, and the rest are locked right now. And so I'm like,
Is one honors of the 9?
I'm gonna open this thing, and like it's not even gonna be organized. It's just gonna be a fucking palette of like.
Wait,
all right, let me find the shader I want. Like scroll.
I'm
not
genuinely
looking forward to
curious
that.
what shaders you're missing.
There's one honors.
I'm missing.
One's got to be honors of the 9.
Yeah, honors in the 9.
Yeah.
Right.
Got
Devils
that
in the details. The what's it called? There's like the Scorch something
Honors.
from the Festival of the
You
Lost
can't get these, right?
2020.
You might as well just delete your characters.
Well, no, don't worry. See, they gave me the idea
feel
that they're
attacked.
giving. Look,
I feel
they're giving us a
You
free.
should.
Dude, they're giving us a free shader pack, so that means that they're gonna bring shader packs in the future. So I'll just buy it when it comes out.
Just
So,
oh, God.
like, yeah, so I'm missing like that one, and then there's like 2.
He just spent an hour ranting about how Bungie monetizes his ass in Destiny, and then his next sentence is,
Just
"Oh,
delete-
don't worry about
delete-
that. They're gonna bring out a shader pack, and I'm gonna buy it, and I'll have it."
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, don't worry. Like, it's only gonna cost like 1,200 bright dust, dude. Come on. Like,
He's a masochist for all this pain. He's a masochist for all this pain, Greg.
You're a fucking.
it's only 1,200 bright dust, dude.
All right. Shaders will continue to be earned through various activities in Destiny 2 or can be purchased using Bright Dust or Silver from Eververse. With the update to shaders, will be increasing their cost from 40 Bright Dust to 300 Bright Dust. This will continue to be a one-time purchase and will appear in the Guardian appearance menu. When unlocked in celebration of Armor Synthesis, a Year 1 Eververse shader bundle will also be available in the Eververse for Glimmer. No silver required. There you have it. We're excited about the addition of Armor
So
Synthesis.
generous,
So it's just a few short weeks. We got a few Prime rewards. Usually these are pretty useless. I remember having this one in Year 1.
Can I say something?
Go on.
You can
I got a
I think that's
message.
pretty much
Call that
it.
person out. T-Bone, I know you're a member of this community, but he listened to me encountering cheaters and quitting the game over it, and he legit wrote me a DM saying, "Why didn't you play on Stadia?"
I mean, he's got a
They have
point.
a great.
He's got a point. He's got a point. He's got a
You
point.
could have played. What? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you saying, like, I paid for this game on PC and you're telling me, oh, it's my fault that I encountered cheaters because I couldn't play it on
You could have been on
fucking
PlayStation.
Stadia?
I mean, I went back to my
downloaded a free
Xbox.
trial.
I went back to my
What do you
Xbox. I kind of had it. I you know.
I just want to make you aware of how insane that is for somebody who doesn't play Destiny or gaming. Like, you're basically telling me that I should switch the platform that I'm playing on because it's unplayable on PC due to cheaters, right? You're telling me, oh, yeah, forget your $2,000 gaming PC, and I know you spend so much money on Steam and you like mouse and keyboard. No, go play on a fucking streaming service for $5 a month. Because
that's like-
otherwise you're encountering cheaters,
you
and
still-
then
you still get
you
used to-
shouldn't
that's
really
like-
come.
You still use your mouse and keyboard, right?
No.
Yeah, you use your mouse and keyboard.
There you
It's-
go. There you go. That's why he said it. He's got a
Full price for the
point.
game again. You get
He's
to
got
pay
a
full
point.
price, so it's not
I
it's
didn't-
not just $5. It's
I
like
didn't-
10 years of Stadia, dude. Easy. It's a great
I'm
deal.
like, Greg,
I
you know,
actually think that's a
Greg,
great
wait a
idea.
second.
You
Wait a
should
second. Hold on.
Stadia.
Just
Hold on.
T-Bone, you're the
Greg,
man.
Greg
You're the man.
knows.
I like
You guys know. You've experienced me how I freaked out about fucking screen tearing on my. I went.
I think it was a solid month.
ways
You went like a solid
make
month
sure
dealing with
to
that.
have the lowest latency I can have on 200 FPS, and then people are telling me, "What? Well, it's your own fault for playing on PC. Go play Stadia."
Stadia is a flawless
Thank you,
experience.
like-
It's a flawless experience, both in trials and in actual usage.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lightleap's just being a big baby here. He can move to a different platform. It's his fault for buying a
Dude, he's
PC.
afraid.
It's all his problem, so just let Lightleap be Lightleap, alright?
He's afraid to jump on the sticks to engage with the hardcore trials community on Stadia.
No, he's just scared. He knows. He knows he'll
He
be
knows. He's gonna
Alright,
get a
keep going.
bastion on the sticks.
yeah, he'll
Don't
be
think I'm being mean to you, but that was kind of ridiculous.
So
just say.
we're gonna.
Just saying.
That's basically it in the TWAB. I'm just scamming through where these guys are talking. A bunch of known issues. I got the movies of the week. A few of the artworks, which is Guardian Games. This is going to be our first topic that we're going to talk about in just a second because
Dude,
it's going on and it's
something?
shit.
is stasis on there as a known issue for PvP?
People are still on that train, huh? Let's see.
Is it on there?
Let's see. Hold on, but I know there's a known issue. Everyone's vagina still hurts because of stasis. There, yeah, that's still a known issue. That's
Bro,
still a
bad
known
take,
issue.
bad take.
Bad take. You're canceled.
All right, let's go on.
You're canceled. I'm gone.
Guardian Games, guys. It's different. It's still shit.
No,
I
it's
just
so-
want to say, Wolvie doesn't think stasis is an issue in PvP because it's the only way he gets killed. All right, move on to the next topic.
Yo.
He also calls body shot sniping, but I mean,
Whoa.
He also,
I'm just. Hold on.
wasn't it just
I have assault. I have
wasn't it
assault.
just his
here.
last night that he called himself a sniper main?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's hilarious. Sniping with backer.
Get sweat. I get sweat in the sweat and tears.
Before we break Wolvie's heart here, so
Wolvie's
These are all the tears. These are all the tears.
Guardian Games is the most fun bounty simulator I've ever done in my life. Having to go back to the tower every 2 games to get a new gold medal thing, and then going back, playing 2 games, then going back to tower, then going back, is so much fun. I enjoy it so much. Like, and then to go and have bank up 500 laurels, play 10 Crucible games, and then not have enough laurels to buy more bounty simulators. I don't know what to tell you, but the content is insanely good right now, Lightleap, and I wish you would come back after your 3-day hiatus because you are missing out on all the fun me and Greg were having. Trying to get kills with Waking Vigil and PvP when that gun is a piece of shit. So, please, I don't know.
I wanted to give Trials
My
a
Titan
fair
is at
shake.
1290. I can't.
Not
join
Trials. Guardian Games. I wanted to give Guardian Games a fair shake.
I was about trials.
You know, I only got 2 triumphs left for the whole event.
You've already done that many.
Yeah.
Wait, already?
Yeah.
We're supposed to
Well,
hate
I
this shit,
wanted-
not play it.
No. I wanted to make sure that it was as terrible as I remember.
Yeah.
And it is.
It might have been worse because it's the second time of the same garbage. So it's like
It's
Did the Hunters win yesterday?
yes,
We should-
they
we
did.
should-
So the Hunters have 2 days right now.
yeah, like Hunters is master race, and whoever wants to say it's not is delusional. First off, and secondly, we only lost last year because they rigged the whole thing. So
I mean, look,
Listen,
the whole event.
No other Wolvie with no other class. Wolvie can take out the sniper.
What did I do? What? I
Freeze him,
don't.
do the shatter dive.
Literally-
and call himself-
Is he back? Is he? Are you like? Do you need to catch back up? Are you behind in the stream? We moved on.
Wait, me?
he could be a Titan. He can miss his snipe, and then he can go and just yeet him off the map, like, or yeet him with the melee, freeze him, and then slide through that. So
I just found a better way to deal with people that's doing the slide shotting shotgun bullshit, and people just don't like it. That's all.
I mean, the
Have you
skill of
noticed
the
their
game,
snail trail
18
whenever they use that
often.
shit?
The snail trail, yeah, mostly the Titans with the snail trail.
Yeah.
Anyways, Guardian Games, great. Bring it back next year. I want the same exotic. I want to. I want the exotic, the catalyst again, and it'll give me a shader for the heretic or whatever it's called. Please, by all means,
Heretic.
love it.
Oh my
Heretic, the heir apparent.
Whatever it's called.
The heretic apparent, yes.
Bro,
That-
why would you
I remember that
shader?
gun.
You could just go, dude. You could just go buy the ornament for measly 700 silver. Like, come on.
Give me another ornament that I can pay another $700. That way, the next year, worth it. Worth it. I love battery saver fighters.
That's true. I want a Cabal themed ornament, like Divinity.
Yeah.
Why
And
can't
then-
I have like
And then in 5 years,
Kaido's
we can
fat,
have, like,
beautiful face,
having
like
another
embossed engraved
ornament
on the side of it?
for the same gun. Oh, I can't believe they didn't even give us a new exotic gun. Like, whatever. Great
Guardian-
card.
I don't have expectations for these anymore. I just don't. I knew it was going to be the same thing. I'm actually surprised the Titans haven't collectively come together to meme like they did last year yet. I think.
Well, they don't have a 10 times modifier. So.
Yeah, and I think also the melee, the stasis
people are saying
stuff for
Guardian
hunters really beneficial for them this season.
Yeah,
This is
the
the
whole
beauty of
thing
it.
is based on act.
People are saying, yeah, Guardian game's not good content, so I'm not playing it. Most of the people think that way. The problem is that with the power of the way they transformed this game into a collections game, if you're, for example, someone who values having all catalysts,
Like
right,
me.
that are available, which I was until I separated myself on Sunday. It's like the only thing about Guardian games where I would be like, fuck, I have to play this because I want that catalyst. They tie. This is what annoys me about Destiny as well. They tie stuff like exotic catalysts to seasonal events
So that forces
that
you to
should
play.
be tied to it. Exactly, that force you to play stuff that should be in the game as a permanent, like there should be a constant way of getting catalyst or a consistent way of getting catalyst, and a lot of other gameplay elements
Well,
are tied
there
to
is-
so much seasonal content or even seasonal events.
The
that
thing that it's the consistent way to get it now, and the thing that I love, they brought the kiosk back. So like all those people who grinded the Jotun, all those people who grinded the Anarchy, all that stuff.
The Le
like,
Monarch.
the Le Monarch. All you guys did all these insane quests. I just went and bought them. So
Hey, dude, like, who cares about the like 50 hours I spent in the forge to get Jotun?
yeah.
No,
yeah.
but wait, hold
The
on,
new
hold on a
strat is
second.
just a
I
wait
want
a
to push
year.
back on that. No, I
Exactly.
want to push back on that. Now we will have a discussion, maybe not just crying. I like because they laid out reasons why the game can't keep growing forever, and I think it's good that they like with the Beyond Light. I think it's good that they took part of the game out because they were able to update it. It looks better, right? And with that, a lot of
Better,
stuff
yeah.
gets unavailable. But they found a way of it still being in the game, right? It's something actually really cool. You have to run raids and get spoils of war, so they made raids meaningful. So if the catalyst gets put into this kiosk, I don't mind it because they can't possibly, with the game growing, they can't possibly have all the content in the game, which they admitted to on a technical level, to have everything. Like you can't have the Izanagi's grind still in the game with them having to remove that content, right?
But again, that's
So
why
I don't know.
think
I
that's
don't
a
know
good
how
thing.
much.
I don't mind. I love the Izanagi's grind. I think it's cool that I went through it. I wouldn't. Obviously, somebody who buys it from the kiosk will never have the same satisfaction as somebody grinding through it
I have
during
the
that
same
time.
satisfaction. I
But
think
I don't think that's a
before.
bad thing. I think it's good. I think it's good that it's available in the game.
Do you think it's
actually
good I
like
can
that.
buy Not Forgotten
Oh yeah, I don't.
when
I don't
PvP
care.
is still in the game?
I don't.
Well,
I,
here's
I,
my wait. That's a
I don't
different
care.
question. Because wait. I want to respond.
Why is it
to
different?
this. Because it's different. Because you can still reach.
Because they
legend.
suck now.
It could still be tied
Because
to the
they
legend rank and comp, and I wouldn't
But
care.
it's not.
No,
Right.
but like what
That's
he's
my
saying,
problem.
what he's saying,
But if comp
it's
was
still in the
removed
game,
from the
why
game,
why did
and
they?
you could buy it, that would be different.
No, like I thought they would be adding like a new like PvP grind, but like it also makes sense that they took it away from the comp playlist because it's sunset, right? So it's like, why would I get to 5,500 or whatever it was for the NF if it's
Thing
not
is,
gonna
they-
be usable?
That's a good point. That's a
Right.
good point.
They
That's a
could
good point, yeah.
unsunset it because it's in the kiosk purchasable and they're not doing that anymore. So
But they wanted to start
But, like-
things like the Not Forgotten because like the Not
yeah,
Forgotten,
yeah.
like,
That's fine.
it has
That's
been
fine.
like. It was like insane, right? Like it was like
It was
the
too
past-
good, yeah.
Yeah, it was too
Yeah.
good. And even when they nerf it, still good. And like even now, you can use the Not Forgotten, and it's still a great weapon. Like perfect in air accuracy, like the stability on it, great. Like it's still a great weapon. It's just you can't bring it to the Trials of Osiris. You can't bring it and like that's why I think it makes sense to take it off the comp playlist
Yep.
because it'd be ridiculous to get it and be like, oh, I got this cool weapon for doing this great thing, and then no, can't use it.
The thing is, like, I don't like Lightleap's right, and that like it's okay for them to do it with certain things, right? My problem is I don't know how much I believe it's a technical issue versus they just don't want to have staff to maintain it, which is also a real issue. But like, just be honest, right? Because they have a new IP coming out. I mean, like, I don't know. When I look at games like Call of Duty, where like it's apparently acceptable now to have 250 gigs worth of fucking hard drive space used up for a game, or you know Final Fantasy or ESO or whatever, where they keep everything that's ever been put out all the time, right?
Yeah.
And then like it's almost like you have FOMO, but then not really because you can just wait, right? Like the thing that really bothered me about the kiosk was like Whisper of the Worm and what was the other one? There was one other gun, something else. Whisper of the Worm and whatever, where they said, oh, you know, we're not going to put these guns in the kiosk. We're going to we're going to take time to figure out how we can implement them in a similar fashion to how they were originally in the game. And we're, you know, because we want people to experience that and we want, you know, to do it justice for when it comes back. And what happened was they went back, deleted all those statements, and then just shoved it in the kiosk. Like,
Yeah.
like I get it, but just say that or something. Like I don't know. I feel like FOMO isn't real in this game. Like, okay, you missed it for that, but just wait a year and it'll be in the kiosk, or wait a couple seasons and it'll be in the kiosk.
That's
Like,
what they want to get
I feel
rid of,
like-
right? Was the FOMO. They want to get rid of the,
For
you
sure.
missed this, right? And that's they've been saying that like now the season's last an entire
Outbreak,
year. We don't want you to have the FOMO, right? So it's like they're doing all these
I don't
things,
know.
and I think like the way they're doing it is like the easy way out, like throwing it into kiosk and be like, buy with like 2 ascendant shards, yada yada. It's very easy, very basic, but it's still great to have it. Like for me, like I hear you, Lightleap, you were a collectionist. Greg, you are a collectionist. For me, I've never been a collectionist. I'm like, what's the best at top end PvE? What's the best at top end PvP? I'll get those. Everything else,
loose.
I don't give a fuck, right? Like, if it's there, cool. Like,
Yeah.
but now the kiosk gives me a way to be like, oh, there's Jotun here. I can pick it up. Now I can maybe use it for a game, which I did. Things busted. Annoying as hell. Put it away. I was like, this is disgusting. Yeah.
Jeez.
But,
yeah, but like
you know,
that's,
right?
that's the thing that kind of irks me, right? Is it's like that stuff was always there for people to try, but like they didn't want to.
They just didn't want to
too
do
much
it.
work. It was too much work, right? And I'm
Do you-
like,
are- so- Greg- Greg, or do you think then this kiosk then and this kind of like streamlined way of getting things that were kind of the road less traveled before is still part of this giant free to play, come try our game, everything is just within arm's reach?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this game is for super hardcores, because if it was, then they would have FOMO and they would make you feel like doing this stuff on time and making you feel like getting the rewards for, you know, grinding, whether it's effort or not, is still grinding and it's still, you know, a reward is worth it. And at the like since it became free to play, since it's the kiosk, no, I don't care anymore. Like, I'll still do the stuff when it comes out because that's just, you know, how I am as a person. I'm gonna do it. But do I feel like the sense of urgency, or like do I feel rewarded when I do it? Not really, because I think, oh, next season it's going to be in the kiosk, or in a year's time when Witchqueen comes out, it's going to be the kiosk. Like, when all this stuff goes away at the end of the year, like Presage, you know, Harbinger, like all the seasonal exotics and everything, like, and that all goes into the kiosk. Am I going to go, oh, I feel good because I did Harbinger? I'm going to go, no. Because the reality is, when new people join, or when people who didn't do that stuff get it in the kiosk, they're not gonna give a fuck. They're not gonna care, like, about the effort put in.
Like, I honestly, I think the other, I don't understand you.
It's not that I care if other
like, no, I would
I'm genuine own experience, I think, right?
Yeah,
But there's
exactly.
no, there is no experience.
Let me finish. Why? Presage is a great. Presage is a great.
I love.
No. I'm saying.
So was Harbinger last season.
I'm saying I'm not going to care that I grinded for it, that I grinded a rollout doing Prestige, because people can just buy it from the kiosk.
They can't buy it. They have to also regrind it from the kiosk.
Next year. Well, I'm not saying that in particular, but like generally anything that's going to be this year when the content goes away in Witchqueen.
They might have a set role, but like forget the random roll exotic. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I would have preferred to play the mission and get the reward than get it from
I'm
the kiosk.
saying I also think that, but the fact that they'll put stuff in the kiosk afterwards,
Lightleap, it's
like it doesn't matter. Like the people, because the people will hear that the guns are good, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna go, oh, I'm just gonna buy it out of the kiosk. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're just gonna wait.
They
there.
don't care
Like,
about the feeling of it.
I see
right?
what- I
so
see
when
what
I
you're
look at that
Imagine
and
if
I
you
go,
put the adept igneous hammer in the kiosk because you can't get anymore, right? That's what he's saying, right? Because like you grinded that out, you have the special feeling about it. You're like, oh, I did all this stuff for it,
right, and then they just throw it in there,
right? Because right, like if they did that to an adept pally or an adept igneous that I grinded, like all these trials cards and all these GMs for, and then they
shit about
then,
that. I'll tell you why. Because the game
well,
is so. Well,
Go on.
but it's different. It's what I'm saying. It's different per person.
Go on.
There's people fucking win trading adept hand cannons.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking quit because I didn't get like. I know I could have gotten the adept by letting you play on my account on PlayStation, by win trading on PC. There is tons of ways I could have gotten the adept hand cannon, but I wanted it as my own flawless reward. And the fact that cheaters kept me from it made me say like, fuck this game. I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy like. I don't know. I don't think a reward is devalued because other people have an easier way of getting it. There will always be an exploit or something. For me, the flawless title is worth it because I actually played to get it, not because it's.
I don't know.
I don't care how many people have it in their collections, because I truly and it's the same thing.
It meant something to you.
I don't care. Yeah, exactly. I don't care that people get Not Forgotten now from the kiosk. As you said, it's Sunset. Even if it wasn't Sunset, why the fuck would I care? Like, it's not. I mean, Not Forgotten is a better example, as I said, because Unbroken. It's not Unbroken. Sorry, Legend is still in the game, right? But if people can get, like, let's say Outbreak would be a D1 level kind of grind, or Whisper, I don't know, whatever the fuck exotic, right? And then, but then the content gets out of the game or something, or is not longer viable, and people can get it through other means in this kiosk because they want to keep the loot still in the game. I don't know. I just have a really hard time understanding why this is so upsetting. Because honestly, it's better than not having these games in the it's better for returning
players
players
the
to have
guns
a
just to
way.
go away, right? Because like, say,
Exactly,
what if I couldn't get like Anarchy, right? Like, so now whenever I go to LFG post and they're like looking for 2 people with Anarchy, well, that just would cut that person out of that section of being able to do that GM or that LFG, right? Like, you can't have these super, and exotics are powerful. Every single one is powerful in its own way. You can't have these exotics not be available either in game or through a kiosk like it is. But I do understand that the kiosk makes it more transactional than it, and that's part of the problem I feel with Destiny is it's becoming more and more about transactions. Either through actually paying or get a currency, get this. Get a currency, get this. Do a bounty, get this, right?
That's
It's like,
that's
why
what
can't
I'm
I
saying.
just do content and get a random drop? Why can't, right? Like, why?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. Yeah, personally, it's good that I got the gun the way that I got it, or I got the exotic the way that I got it, right?
Yeah.
But my problem isn't with people having access to the content, right? Having access to the exotics and the weapons. My problem is the way that they get those things, and how it's just a transaction rather than something they put time and effort into. Like, I get you can run rates for the tokens, but do you know how many people just grinded out the first fucking checkpoint of a raid just to like? They just sat there and did 5-minute runs of the first checkpoint to get tokens to buy all the exotics.
That
like,
was me.
And like, I'm not blaming them.
You're
for exploiting
blaming
the system because Bungie
exactly.
should have done that themselves, right? Like,
Exactly.
I don't care. Like, I'm not blaming them for that, but I'm saying, like, the transactional state of the game with like how you acquire so much stuff now, and how you can just buy your way through everything rather than actually working for it is kind of fucked to me. Like, I don't like it.
I agree.
It makes me feel like what I do as a hardcore player, it like doesn't really matter because somebody can do it with half the work.
Disagree. Like, look at it from I see it from a different perspective. Okay, let's
I mean,
take
PvP is a different matter, but PvE, that's how I feel.
No. But like, I see it from this perspective that you see it more in like as a game that like all the 3 years together. I see it more as like in the current situation. You're playing currently, and currently the gun requires this and this grind or this and this mission, all right? And you want it now. And you play through it, you have your friends, blah, 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 you have the experiences, and then you get the gun. And then the game moves on, because that's how the live service game is now. I mean, whether we can talk about whether you like that content, but I think Bungie are fucking, a lot of them are idiots, like at least what I see on social media, okay? But I do believe that they're not speaking complete bullshit when it comes to the technical level of the game, so I understand they have to remove some stuff and keep it going, and it's a live service game, and the game changes basically, at least let's say with a yearly expansion. And then some parts become obsolete and new parts become new, right? And you played during the era before, and you had to get that shit done to get the gun then, right? To play then and use it then because it was part of the meta or you wanted it or whatever. And now we're in a new game, an evolution of the game basically. And now this gun is maybe in the kiosk, and there's other grinds, and you already have it. You don't care for it because you already have it. You grinded for it, and you used it during that other period. Now there's a new period where you basically regrind other or grind for other stuff. That's why I don't see a problem with it. It's better than for them just removing it entirely from the game, and I don't see it as like, oh, they just have to like.
I don't want them to remove it from the game.
Wait, but for first only like. If they have to grind only the first checkpoint of the raid, man, it's fucking boring, dude. It's at least they made it, in my opinion, a little bit hard to get all of it right away, right? They actually players have to go through much more mind-numbing stuff, in my opinion, than
For sure.
in that time playing what you were doing, playing for that loot,
Like
right?
you
So
do,
I don't
you
see
do
it
have
as
to go through
harshly as
this.
you.
You do have to go through like the Xur quest. You have to do like either the 21 Crucible Games Gambit strikes, and then you also have to get
better.
Then you have to also get. Well, no, but like that's how it is, right? All the kiosk guns are. You have to go through the Xur quest to get the. I forget what the currency is.
Yeah, the cipher. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a cipher, and then you also need an ascent. Then you also need planetary materials, right? Like, so it's like, for us, for like players like me, I have everything. So it's like, right? Bend
Just
those
take what I have.
right,
yeah.
right. But
No,
like,
no.
for somebody who's casual, they'll be like, oh, I really want this Anarchy, right? So like Anarchy, they need to do the 12 raids or whatever. They need to do the Xur quest line. They need to get the Ascendant Shard. They need to get the planetary material from Spider or whatever. So it still is a grind. It's just from our perspective, because we have everything, not Lightleap because no characters, but because we have everything, right? It's like, it doesn't look like a grind, because like I can every week I just buy something new that I didn't have or whatever. But for these people, it's like, oh, I have to grind 2-3 weeks to get the currency to get the gun, right? So it's like, from that perspective, it still is a grind.
Question for Greg then, like, if you say this is still like it's still better, then maybe you just don't enjoy the current grind then for it. Because I have to tell you, I enjoyed playing, for example, for the Deadmans. That was actually one of the few things I enjoyed.
Deadmans was great. Going to
I know,
grind,
this is what I was gonna say. I was like, when he
people
said that, I was like,
opposite,
okay,
right?
well, maybe the thing is, I just don't enjoy the way they hand stuff out to people, whether it be through that kind of grind or not.
I think
like,
that's the issue.
Because, like,
Yeah, that's a
again, I go
good
back to
point.
Final
He just
Fantasy
hates
because
the
I
whole
enjoy
idea
a
of the
lot
kiosk.
of yeah, I like I enjoy the way that they do a lot of stuff in that game, right? Like, one of the things that I had to do was, all right, one thing they don't do is they don't throw away all the content. So when I play that game as a new player, I have to go through all the content.
Yeah.
If I want all the like the collection of mounts that people have, like I have my friends take me through and run through all the old ass dungeons to get the mounts. Like I still had to run that content and put time in to get the RNG and get the drops, but it felt really good when I got them. When I just like follow a set of steps that I know I'm gonna fucking get the thing at the end, it's like it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't feel anything for me. Like it's the delivery of the content. It's the delivery of the content.
But that's what Lightleap was saying, right? It's like the way you go about it. Is
Yeah.
what
I mean,
It's the way I
what
go
just
about it
heard is
versus
it's
versus
mostly
that, like-
about Greg getting mounted.
Like
hey man,
That's
it,
essentially
like,
his problem.
again, like maybe today.
Greg.
Maybe it's just because today, after reading that thing, like I seriously want to quit the game.
Yeah.
But like I'm honestly, I don't like how Bungie handled the game. I don't like that they take away content. I don't like that they spoon feed it back to us. I don't like how they fucking hand out shit to people just because they're new to the game. Like, I'm sorry, I don't give.
I don't think
fuck
you're
if you
alone,
join the
dude.
game.
I don't think you're
I don't
alone.
give a fuck if you join the game 5 months from now and you want to buy something out of the kiosk. Go play the content, grind it out, and fucking earn it. Like that's my problem with it, right? I don't care if you're new or you're not. Do the thing that everybody else had to do and earn it. Don't fucking just go and run a couple quests, or like, oh, I didn't get the Eyes of Tomorrow. Like, why is everybody complaining about Eyes of Tomorrow? Do you know how long it took people to get Anarchy? Do you know how long it took people to get?
Some people didn't have it. Some people didn't even have it when the kiosk came out.
Don't worry, it's a 100% drop rate. Like, why the fuck is a raid exotic a 100% drop rate protection? It shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing.
I hate to say that, but I think that that's also a little bit of burnout speaking, because, and I know I hate it when people say
I'm a bit burned out from it 100%, but like, I've always felt that way.
Because here's the thing, like, rationally speaking, there cannot be the same grind for everything. For like, if this game continues for another 3 years, there'll be so much shit in the game that new players like, all right, I have no chance of getting like even a fraction of it, right?
Like,
it
Rick,
has to be made easier.
Have you started a new account?
Like, yeah.
Like, Greg, have you started a new account? Because I have 2 accounts. I started an account. Yeah, right.
Like, I really like the new light experience.
Right, but yeah, like
And I like playing.
exactly. Starting from scratch, you have so much to do. You have to do all the campaigns. You have to get all the materials. You have to do the raids. You have to get the exotics. You have to.
But do we neglect? Do we neglect the people that have been there before? Yeah, like, do we neglect the people that have been here all these years?
Like I think it's a joke that you could just buy Forsaken, go to the Dreaming City, and not have to unlock anything. I think it's a joke that they don't make you do the campaign for that.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to appease everything that Greg has a problem with, and not to minimize it, Greg. I think you bring a lot of points to light that the veteran gamer really has been glaring at for a long time, and it's right in our face. But it's become a thing now that it's been more and more of a pathway for just new people, free stuff, just like I don't know. It's like it's become an expectation for me now. So like when they do things like that, I'm just like, seems about accurate.
This is purely from the discussion point of view. Like, I've accepted this is how it is right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy about it. Like,
of course.
You've accepted the mounting of Bungie. I like it. I like the.
Well, Bungie's mounting me, but yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're mounting you, and you're just down with.
I got a cardboard cutout in front of me, and I got Bungie behind me.
Yeah.
Man, you're actually just living the life at this point.
Then let's get to the next major topic, because I think the next major topic kind of plays into how Lightleap felt over the weekend. And kind of how I felt in the beginning of season of Worthy, we're recircling back to cheating. We just got wind over the weekend that a software studio was basically giving trial runs on their software to just cheat over the weekend. So there's an excessive amount of cheating on PC over the weekend that people that are normal in the PC trials community, they were like, yeah, there's an abundance of cheating this weekend normally than last. People kind of connected that the hand cannon was there, more people had to make their money with their cheating recovs, yada yada yada. The speculations are through the roof. Faded, what do you think? Why do you think this this cheating stuff is resurfacing, and do you think it's ever going to get a strangle on it, or should people just from PC just start looking for a new console?
So this weekend was by far the worst weekend for trials I think I've ever seen ever. Like, I've played D1, I've played D2, and I've played them all religiously. Not only so, when there's Iron Banner, there's less people in trials. When there is the Adept Hand Cannon, there's more sweats in trials. There's more recovs. There's more cheaters. So the PC experience, and I got to watch it from my friend Lightleap and watch it from other streamers. Every time you got to 4 wins, 5 wins, you're versing a cheater. You lose to the cheater, you play another cheater, you lose your card, reset, same thing. 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, cheater, 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 cheater. It's insane. It was absolutely disgusting. I don't play PC that much because fuck the cheaters. I played it way back when, and then I was like, I can't handle this, and I went back to my 30 FPS PlayStation because I was like, I'm done playing with cheaters. I can't do this.
30 FPS.
Yeah, 30. Like, I went from 100 frames back down to 30 because I'm like, I'm done playing against cheaters. Got the PS5, I'm back to 120. But anyways, the cheating is so insane. Lightleap literally deleted his characters, and this is after on Saturday I was like, I'm done playing trials for the weekend. I've played 200 matches, I've got my flosses, whatever. And then I see my friend Lightleap playing trials, struggling, crying his ass off. He's like, Faded, carry me. I'm like, Daddy, I'm here, I'm coming to you. We play. We get to 5 wins, and we're smoking every team. We're going against sweats, we're going against 2.0s, whatever. beat him. We're like,
Crushing it.
this is easy. Gets to 5 wins, cheater. Faded sucks versus cheaters. I am a bot versus cheaters. I can't beat him. Insane thing to say because whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy how it do be like that.
Like I
thought you were good.
Bro, I thought it was a free trial. Just go get some yourself. Come
shit.
on.
The cheaters beat me. Anyways, we get to 5, we lose. We have to reset. Now, and again, this is Lightleap on edge. We're at like 90. He's at 90 games, no flawlesses. He is playing at a 1.5 kitty. He's playing out of his mind. We get to 6, cheaters. We lose. I'm like, oh my fucking god, right? So we start 3-peaking. We have sirens on. We're doing all the shit. Next game, lose again to cheaters. Like, it's just like, what am I supposed to do when I jump around a corner and I just get domed? I was super domed. I'm like, I'm dynamoing into a wall the entire game, not to peek a lane, to get my super round 2, go pop my super, and I'm domed. I'm like, I played 3 cards of PC trials. I want to blow my brains out. Like, what?
Bro, you got cheaters doing
It
that
gave
for
you the
What do mean?
PTSD from Worthy,
And
dude.
then Lightleap literally blew his brains out because he's at least his characters in front of us on his Discord. He's like, "Guys, look at this."
And I'll be honest with you, folks.
Like,
This
I'm like,
was
I
the
understand
day.
they're crazy, but like,
This was the day for the inception of the show. Like Light and these guys were like, "Yeah, we got an idea. We have something." And then I was like, "All right, let's talk." And he's like, "You know what? It's all right. We're okay." And then he's like, "Well, we can talk anyways." And then we still kind of came together to kind of figure out about talking today because he's still, regardless of what he did to his account, he still has loads and loads of knowledge of this game. You know, you're not gonna be able to tell him he doesn't know anything.
I mean, I think people still don't understand.
Well,
So,
it's way too easy.
not exaggerate. We played this, like, you have to understand, I had to work on Saturday, and then I played Friday a bit, I played Saturday, and then I played all of Sunday. So, in total, I had like 102 trials matches. And all of them, as Faded said, we lost to maybe like 2-3 legit teams. The rest was ruined by cheaters, all of the cards. And it wasn't
just drawing great
as
teams
much
too, right?
it wasn't as much of a heated decision as I was just at a point where I felt like, to me, people have to understand also, to me, looters were always interesting because of the PvP aspect. Like,
Yeah.
it started with Vision. I wanted to have the good gear for the Dark Zone, and
Of course.
and even in other MMOs, I just was interested in the PvP. And to me, the end game was grinding the gear for PvP. And then
Same.
to me, the Adept hand cannon was, I practiced for it, and as Faded said, Faded even coached me. I really improved in trials, even even than before, even though I was already like decent, I would say.
no, you were, and
on
I
that-
helped you
on
with
that
like a
game- on
little
that
bit.
weekend,
of
I
things,
literally
right?
on that weekend we played really well, and I thought I played really well, and the game just wasn't in a position of providing me an opportunity of getting even one Adept hand cannon. And then I felt like, well, I don't care about anything else in this game, and I can't like wait until the new Adept hand cannon comes out. So I literally just said, like, I have to detach myself from this game, and I just went on and I deleted my characters. So for full disclosure, my vault is still there, but like all my good PvP weapons, everything was all on my character, so it's all gone.
Yeah.
And that separated me from this attachment that I had to Destiny, which is good. I'm still a fan of the game. I still play 4,000 hours, so if anybody comes in here and says, like, after a week of not playing it, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
And you might come back like when you have a
Yeah.
more clear mindset and like can play it more
I will,
casually.
I
But
will
like,
for sure. I think I will, for example, play like I don't know if I'll grind up my account, but if we find like some secondary account that's working,
I'm circling Vogue. I'm circling Vogue
I
for
still
Lightleap.
enjoy, like, I still enjoy the game, but what I really enjoy about this is the fact that I don't care about my account anymore. I can just play what I want, right?
Play
So I can
casually,
play
right?
Vogue
Yeah.
once, exactly, or with you guys, or hop into something to try it out.
yeah.
And see, maybe the game will come into a place where I think, like, wow, it's really fresh and new again. But at the current moment, I just see everything through this lens of, like, without the attachment that you have to your characters, there's really not much going on.
Well, like
And
again, like
to me, this was just a breaking point. Like, and yes, I could switch to PlayStation, I could have kept my account, but the fact that, you know, they release and sell this game on PC, and legitimately, a player that should be able to, let's say, get 3 or 4 Adept hand cannons over the course of playing a whole weekend, I don't mind cards being. I don't think I'm a good enough player to be basically grinding it like 60 times over the course of a weekend, right? But I think
But
I'm
at
a good
least
enough
like
player
3 or
to reach
4,
it on, like,
3 or 4,
2 to
right?
3 characters,
Yeah.
or 3 to 4.
every other
And the
weekend
fact
we would
that I
get
couldn't
2,
get
3, 4,
one
5 flawless.
because of that just basically told me, and then wait, and then I checked GMG last hand can weekend. Sorry.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to call it names.
Yeah.
Some community, a random community manager,
Will not be
ABC or
named.
DMG or DBD or whatever. I don't remember his name, and it doesn't matter.
_04,
So-
5, 6, I don't know.
5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Well,
He plays with Kuj and another streamer, gets carried flawless, and it's like,
doesn't play again. Doesn't play again.
doesn't
the rest of the
touch it again,
And I
and he's probably like, he's like, oh my
didn't
god, I
post-
got a depth hand cannon, and he literally forced the other streamers to go play with him for a card because they didn't touch trials after that. So he's obviously like, hey guys, want to do trials? And they're like, no. They're like, he's like, but I'll ban you. And they're like, oh
The best
okay,
thing was,
we'll come to
last time-
trials. Like,
last time the hand cannon was around, he posted something like of the sort of, oh, trials. I know it's a trying experience, and it's difficult for many, and there is a lot of sweat. But ultimately, if you stick to it, then it's super rewarding. And then you check his trials report, and
And
he
who's
fucking
playing with
it?
0.8 over the weekend, and is carried by like 4 KD streamers.
Yeah.
And you're like, sure, that's a trying
Must be nice.
experience
Yeah,
for
must be
you,
nice.
Trying
Must be
to
nice.
stay alive while
Yeah,
you
trying to-
fucking
yeah,
do other
exactly.
teammates
He's like,
get all the
that-
kills.
the guys
And
are like,
man,
"Look,
it's complete
stay behind the rock,
disconnect. It's
DMG.
complete disconnect.
DMG, stop pushing DMG. DMG's don't. What are
You
you,
know-
doing, DMG? You're
Man.
costing.
Honestly, and that's like community management. If I instead read a report, if some of the community just tweeted like, well, we heard there's a lot of cheating going on right now. This is super unacceptable. A lot of cards getting ruined. We're trying to bring this weekend back. This is definitely not. We're not happy with the state of the game. You know what? If I would have read that, maybe I'll still be playing it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I go around and just see people that are worse than me, like, get some way of getting the hand cannon, and I legitimately try, because as I mentioned earlier, to me it means more than just, I could have like cheesed it. I like some of my old clan were doing win trading, right? I could have win traded to get it or whatever.
But you
But I
wanted to play the
I wanted
game.
to play and
Yes.
get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Prove
And
to
that
yourself
wasn't
that you're
possible.
good enough,
Yeah,
right?
just like,
Exactly.
exactly.
I guess
like-
there's nothing that where anyone or any of us are going to be doing about carries. It's obviously, it seems pretty disconnected that you're bragging about something when you know that you could literally have anybody you want carry you to the lighthouse. I figured
I
figured as a person like that, I typically, I've always put people of my peers around me to win those flawlesses, because I want to feel a part of it, and I know sometimes it's harder for most, but especially the people that play with me that are probably a little less, I let them know that they're a vital part of that team, and maybe stuff like that. But when, just like you said, when you're, touting a 0.7 and you say how hard and rigorous it is, but you're playing with 4.5s, it just seems really disconnected. All while you're playing on the platform that's just full of cheaters. It's just like, all right, you made it seem very, very unreachable what you're
Can I
alluding
give the
to.
perspective of a carry?
Sure.
So like, I do carries. I've helped people. I've never gone flawless. I've helped 0.2s, 0.1s. Like last weekend, me and my friend Viv, we helped out. I've gone flawless with you on PC too. I'm just not good versus cheaters. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't worry, man. Neither am I.
Bro,
I walked out
how
of Season of the Worthy with 23 flawlesses and a 0.89 because I didn't know how to deal with cheaters.
Yeah,
There's nothing you can do.
What do you mean? Just throw some sight.
So anyways, as
Come on.
somebody who does carries, your third 1 to 2 times with that card will need to make a play. There will be a time you and your carry partner will fuck up,
Yes.
and you do need to make. So it's not like you're not doing anything, and the biggest thing that you can do if you're not quote unquote good and you're playing with better players is play your life. Don't go for picks, don't go for pushes. You play behind them, you help them, right? So it makes sense. Again, everybody I play with, it's like, yes, it's a team effort. But when you start bragging about all your triumphs you've done while getting carried, bro, calm your horses. Go to
This
LFG
is
with your
disconnect.
0.7 Nobody will want you, right?
It's not
Like,
even about bragging. It's
So
not
you're
like
saying
It's a disconnect.
he was happy to get it. The fact that he was speaking in like these motivating terms, it's
Yeah,
as if
it's
he's going
disgusting.
into that and matching
Yeah.
against equals. That's what is upsetting, right?
It's not. Hey, listen, I'll be honest. The most upsetting part to me is the overall spectrum. Is that you know that there's an overpopulated amount of cheating on this particular platform that you're playing on, and then yet the way you get this gear on this platform is utilizing literally content creators. Not every, and then you go on and then you have this speech just like you said. You have this speech just like you said, and saying you have to work hard to get it, but you have content creators helping you on a platform full of cheaters. It just seems all disconnected altogether.
So listen, the most upsetting part about this, play like if you want to be a fucking community manager, play like the fucking community. And if you're a 0.8 or 0.9 KD, go fucking sit in a stream and wait to win a raffle, or go with a 0.9 and try to rip your hair out to get a hand cannon or jump off the cliff, because that's the only way you're getting one in 10 games.
Do you
You're
know
not
what's funny
getting
about
one.
that?
You're actually not getting an in-depth hand cannon without being like, oh, hey, I'm a community manager at Bungie. Can I maybe play with you? And the fucking streamer goes like, oh shit, man, maybe that.
I can't say no to them.
Door, right?
No,
That's
or
how
else
it
you get
works.
banned. Like,
You know what the funny thing is about that? You say that, right? And on Friday he tweeted, "Hopping around some streams in the D2 directory tonight. Lots of really cool communities, lots of fun times, heart." And he gets a fucking flawless. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you would never fucking find anybody to play with.
So,
Like,
you guys, I just went through all these streams, and some of them were doing grandmasters, and I just happened to stay on the stream that did trials, and I ended up getting a flawless carry. Oh, this community is great. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I said hi in chat. Oh my god, I'm getting carried just for saying hi. Wow. Like, but anyways,
It's
the
what
cheating
people
on
feel.
PC is so atrocious because they had a 2-week free trial, and it's like
Here's
everything
Go on.
bad about trials happened this weekend. Like, you had Cauldron, you're sitting through a door, you're looking through a door at 2 people in a science. Well, you're behind a science, and you're like, sup, right? Like, that's all it is. And then if you're not doing that, the guy's cheating and they're doming you, or they're sliding. One card I didn't do with you like that or something. Some guy slid through the door, dome. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, he's
In
much
the middle.
better.
I remember that.
PC is so much faster than console because I could never do that. That's insane speeds. Like,
bro, it's just reaction times. Come on.
yeah, it's just reaction
it's
times.
just
I'm
better
like,
gaming chairs.
I'm just like,
Flick
what
of the
what
wrist,
is
dude.
it?
Easy.
Yeah.
He's got a lighter
He's like-
mouse.
He's like, left door, right door, that door. Y'all dead. I'm just built different. Look at his kid. He's a 1.1. I'm like, man, PC's built different. They right. I'm trash. Like, what am I
Lightleap,
supposed to do?
Wait, no, Faded. Was it like, it was either this weekend? No, we didn't play this weekend.
No,
but I
it was-
remember playing with, I think it was Lightleap, me, and Slifer, right? And we entered that one game, and this dude just came sliding down on the lower part of the map, and just went whoop, boom, and just fucking took us all out.
I played with Lightleap on Dead Cliff. The guy, we beat him round 1. He was on a shotgun. Switches to a sniper. We're in the Dead Cliff's room. He slides through the door. Domes Lightleap on the left of the door. Domes me on the right of the door. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. Like, he just wanted to start trying.
So
like,
here's
he was just
played
fucking with us game
bots.
1.
We played
like,
bots in Bannerfall. Do you not remember earlier today we were playing Bannerfall and these guys were running into walls? Dude, these guys were like running into walls, fucking getting caught in a 3v1 and dying. And then like the next round they go oop, and then suddenly
they
we're
turn
like,
it on.
boom, 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 boom. Fucking
We're literally
hitting every
now,
shot,
we're
sliding
playing
around corner.
We're playing against a 2 or 3 stack.
Here-
And they're all just, I'm like, me and Greg are like laughing. We're like, man, these guys are so bad. Next round, we're like,
It's like
What
a
just
Super
happened?
Mario level for every round of trials. So in the first round, you just play a normal opponent. In the second round, he hits every headshot with a sniper. In the third round, if you still win, in the third round, he gets invincible.
yeah, it's like,
Well, let me ask the question then: Is there hope for PC anti-cheat, or should everyone just start looking for new gen?
No.
go
No
if
chance.
you want to play this game competitively. If you want to go play trials, go get a new gen.
If you want
if you don't want
competition
to,
back- no,
delete your
wait.
characters, move on. Like,
If you want competitive gameplay, they have to bring back Sparrow Racing.
oh, yeah.
Competitive leaderboard.
But don't forget to buy the the always on time out of the kiosk though. You gotta have that edge.
Oh yeah. And then sorry, what's the name of that sparrow? The fast one again, Greg?
The
Always on time.
Yeah, so that one, it was just like the silver will go from like 200 to like 1,000 because the sparrow racing comes out. And you're like, why did that happen? They're like, oh, just a coincidence. We just thought it was.
Guys, don't you want sparrow ornaments?
But yeah, like they're not like my viewpoint is PC roughly don't know the exact numbers, is probably like what 20 to 30 of the player base because of the consoles, and PlayStation's usually the most and Xbox is close under, and then PC like the numbers are roughly like a third.
I would say
Closely.
30, yeah.
Close.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about a third.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so yes, right. So like, but either way,
40%
so like
PlayStation,
that's still like 30% out of 60
Yeah.
or 70% of their player base, and it's even just a smaller section of that are the PvP players. So like, I don't think they're willing to invest that much money into 10% of their player base, right, to deal with the cheaters on PC, because all we have on console is DOSing, which doesn't sound or is pretty bad, and like there are some people who do have cheats with like modded controllers or mouse and keyboard, but
Zims.
it's definitely manageable compared to the garbage you see. Like, we were playing Iron Banner with this 2 weeks, and I was looking at people. I'm like, oh, he has the adept hack in. Oh, he's watching me through a wall. Like, there's even in Iron Banner. It's like,
The best news
I'm
when you're
good
dead.
I'm a good enough player to know who's cheating and who's not, for the most part. And then to see like all these people who have 0.5s who are playing like, because the game me and my friends play now is like, I'm like, yo, guess this guy's KD, and they're like, he's a 2.0. I'm like, wrong, 0.5. Well, what's this guy's KD? Oh, he must be a 2.5. Wrong, he's a 0.7, right? Like, it's a fun little game we play because we have no fucking clue, because we're just like, they're all cheating. Like, they all have.
It's a
100%
crapshoot. It's a crapshoot.
The best part is
They
crapshoot.
never
You know, the
try-
best part
and
in the trials game is when you're wondering if some dude is cheating, and then you die, but your teammate is still alive, and then you watch the enemy literally track them.
Yeah,
through
he's just
Tracking.
He's like, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Joel Mesney peeks the corner. It's like, oh, he built different. Like,
It drove me off.
Tracking,
It drove
dude.
me off. It's going to drive many people off. It drives people to quit. Like as Lightleap says, like, I don't want to have to go back to playing on a controller. I want to use mouse and keyboard. He doesn't want to do these types of things.
Go back, and I
even
never
running
played
stacked
controller.
on
Do you know-
PC, you're fucked. Like I want to go play with Greg and Wolvie, right? And Greg is a little bit lesser, but like I want to go play with my friends. I have friends on PC. They're all 1.0s. They're like, yo, Faded, come carry me in trials. Blah blah. Come play trials with me. I'm like, I would love to come play trials with you. On console, I can get you 1.0s, 0.7s, flawless. On PC, I'm like, if I don't have two other stacked players with me, we're fucked. Even if I have those stacked players, I'm like, we're maybe fucked. Like, it's mind-boggling.
It's
Like,
insane.
and for me to be like, no Greg or no Wolvie or no Lightleap, I can't play with you on PC because of cheaters. Like, that fractures the player base. That is disgusting. When there is crossplay, I'm not going to go play trials with people on PC because I'm not dealing with the fucking
Exactly.
cheating lobbies. I would love. Yo, you want to hit me up for a raid? Call me. I'm your boy.
Exactly.
But like, I'm not going to go waste my time doing 2 hours just to lose to cheaters. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, whoever only has a PC, I feel bad for you playing this game. Like, sorry.
But do you know
It sucks.
what's like really interesting to me though, and
Yeah.
maybe the reason why Bungie don't do shit about it is like, okay, so it's about like on any given day. I mean, it was weird today because like earlier it was 48% PC, and then like 20/20 or something like that, like a little bit, and then 1% Stadia.
Well,
And
Stadia's
now
the
now
best.
now it's
Lightleap should've
now it's
played it.
about a third for everybody, right? Which is about the average. And yet you still have, right, 11-12% constant for Crucible across all platforms. That's about the distribution. So you have the same amount of people on every platform roughly playing PvP. So it's like do like as PC players, like do we just literally suffer through it and don't give a fuck? Like I don't understand, because the amount of people that like complain, you'd think it'd be a lot less, right? You'd think it'd be like 5 or 7% or something, but it's like, you know, I check this almost every day to see, like, especially on the weekends, to see like, is Crucible affected really? No, it's not. Like it's like the same amount of people that play every
The
weekend.
casual, like, people will still,
and
like,
it's
we'll play, right? And we'll play in, like, we see the
Right.
cheaters. We're like, we're playing Control. We see the cheaters, but it's like, we're just trying to play and have fun with each other, so we'll deal with the bullshit. But it's like, we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to deal with all this crap. Like, I should be able to go, if I have a PC, which I do, I should be able to go hop on PC, play with my friends, play with whoever asks me, right? I should be able, like, Wolvie's like, yo, Faded, we should play Trials sometime. I'm just like, I'm not hopping on PC. So now we have to wait till crossplay to play with each other, because we know we're just going to get mad at each other and mad at the game and mad at everything, right? Like, a game should be fun. I should not be dealing with all these cheaters. I should not be dealing with all this transmog garbage. I should not be dealing with all this stuff. And like, the thing is, because I've been so dedicated for so long and have such a community of friends and clanmates, and I've had friends since D1 and guys I've been friends with for what, 6 years now, right? Know their families, know their friends, right? Like, it's this community you build up, and that's the issue. It's like, it's hard to pull yourself away, right? Like, Lightleap's here because he's friends with us. He wants to do this. We were talking about doing this before he quit the game, right? So it's like, they have such a good, solid community that's always backed the bullshit, but it's like, when do we get rid of the bullshit?
Exactly.
You know?
I don't know, because this is the thing again. Like, Bungie, we know Bungie like to go off of numbers, and the numbers don't reflect the attitudes that we have, right? Because like Creature said, I don't think people are quitting or turning away from the game. I think they're turning to cheats.
Exactly.
I disagree. I mean, like, there are a portion, sure, they go to cheats, but like, everybody that I know that's quit the game, or that I've spoken to that has quit the game recently or earlier, even D2 year 1, has not come back. They don't. They either quit and leave permanently, which I think is the majority of people, and then new players come and fill the base. I mean, me and Lightleap had this talk, right? I think the game is at the point where it's a revolving door player base. Like, people quit and new people just come in. Bungie are okay with that. Yeah. Like, the game right now is in a state where that's who it's built for. It's built for a population where it's a healthy population number, but the players are not, like, you don't get veterans.
It's a revolving door,
or the people that do come back, they don't ever engage with it anymore as feverishly as before.
Well, that's
they pick it up and put it down.
Me. I took after year 1 so when Destiny 2 year 1 came out, I was Trials player, did Trials carries D1, all that stuff. Come playing Trials, I'm like, this double primary garbage. Played it 7 weeks, done. Quit for 2 years, and I was like, I'm done with this shit. That helped me disassociate needing all the shit like Lightleap has and you have. I need this, right? Like, I need all. No, the way that I look at the game now is like, oh, I want the Pally because great PvP gun. I want the Igneous, great PvP gun. Also gets a flash the Adept thing, right? People are like, oh, look at that trial ship, love it. But I'm not going to be like, go get some random Jotun quest. I'm not going to go get some Le Monarch quest because for my collection. Oh, hell no. I'm not wasting my time with that. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'll put myself through the small amounts of time or time to get the things I want for the stuff I want to do. But other than that, you lost me back then, and I'm not willing to get all the titles. I'm getting the titles I want. I'm getting the stuff I want, but like, all the stuff you're doing is just, there's so much pain points in the game is what I'm just getting at. And it's like, where are the, when are we getting rid of them? Yeah, yes, you've gotten rid of some of them, but like, then you go and like do things like add stasis, another pain point. And then you go like, it's tiring. That's all I'm getting at. It's tiring.
Like, okay, so somebody said, would you take this Destiny or Activision? I'm like, both are bad, right? Both are bad. But like, here's the thing: at least under Activision, we had new maps being made. We had new game modes still being made.
Yeah.
We had new we had new content. Whether the content was good or not is debatable, right? I mean, people don't like some Activision content. I'd like to point out that the cycle of good, bad, good, bad, good, bad has continued even though we're away from Activision. So I don't really think that's a huge factor, right? But like, we had constant content and the content stayed, right? The content stayed and we had fresh stuff coming every season, every year. Right now, it's like, okay, they've taken everything out and we've gotten nothing new. We had Europa, cool. That was cool for like a month and a half. And then we've had
this discussion is so hypothetical though, because you don't know if you would have just a shit.
I'm not saying like it would be good now. I'm just saying like, what do I prefer at this point? I prefer the old one. I prefer being back in opulence. I prefer like how the stuff was. Like Shadowkeep was alright. It wasn't bad. Dawn was the best seasonal content they've put out. I agree. But past that, no, I really don't care for anything. Beyond Light was.
I honestly think of this season as well, though, was a great season overall. it's coming at the off the backbone of Beyond Light, the first season being dog shit, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
like, because again, we got what
It's not a high bar.
we got the Dead Man's mission, great mission. Went into that blind, loved it,
Mhm.
right? Got all the new Nightfall guns, love the Pally, beautiful gun. Got all the new Adept hand cannons, love all those, right? But it's hard to like fall in love with those things when there's still so many issues. It's like I was telling Greg before the podcast, we've been in what feels like a 7-year beta. We keep making the same mistakes. We keep right. So, and again,
I love it.
I the things I love about Destiny. I was telling him, I was like, the things I love about Destiny, and what everybody loves about Destiny, gunplay, movement. What do you do with Beyond Light? You bring stasis. What does that get rid of? Gunplay and movement. Like, who thought of this, right? Like, it was just, it's just, oh. Your game is great for the gunplay. Your game is great for the movement, and it's special because we also get these abilities on top of that. Just give us more what we want.
And I
I
think
also
the
disagree
game
with
builds
Eugene that
community.
the rest of everything is fine. I think that this season added a lot of like individual stuff that was good, but
Yeah.
I still
Who's
like honestly
enjoying it?
Beyond Light was
It ended
such
too
a
soon.
disappointing expansion, man. Europa was underwhelming. There was nothing exciting on it.
I agree.
The
The raid was the best part.
But
For
Wait,
sure.
you didn't
didn't
like the
get
big-ass
we didn't
bricks?
get like
That
we
was
got
most
one
exciting.
new strike. Wait, we got one new strike, 2 revamp strikes. Everything about the game still feels old. Like the expansion just didn't
I'm still playing
refresh it
D1
at
maps.
all, man.
I'm still
Like,
playing
I don't
D1
know.
maps. They put up a Twitter poll. What map do you want to play for Trials this weekend? We had Javelin, Bannerfall, Widow's Court, Twilight Gap.
Yeah.
One of those is new in Destiny 2. The rest are 3 are all D1 maps. Like, how insane is that? And those are the 4 maps you pick. Like,
We haven't had a new map
there's
in
not a
2
new
years.
angle on Bannerfall you can show me. I know
year.
every single one. Everybody knows every single one. Like, Javelin, the same. Like, bro, just give me a Europa map that's big that I can go and kill people on. Like, is that so hard? Even if you just took a section of the map, cut that piece out, and gave it to me, even if it was dog shit, I would have been like, at least I'm seeing something new.
This is new.
Like, at least it's new.
Is that not a sad state that we're in? That we're just like, I don't care if it's shit, just give me something new, right?
Yeah, like
This has been a reoccurring theme though, and this is something that we talked about even when Lono was still doing the round table. It's just we are sick of being, almost disenfranchised for the amount of time that we're putting into this game to basically get, very little to the most minimal amount possible. We always are putting hope into the future, and I don't know how much more we could still put hope into the future. Friends of ours walk away from the game, delete characters.
Beta, right?
Yeah.
Every beta, you're like, oh, this is cool. There's all these issues, but hopefully when it comes out, it's great, right? That's what we're doing, right? Like, we're basically, like I said, 7-year beta. That story of Destiny's lifespan. But yeah.
I clearly there's no surprise why I still play this game. I still play this game for Trials. If Trials
Same.
wasn't active, I wouldn't be playing.
Trials wasn't here, I'd be done.
Yeah,
There's no need in PvE to grind rolls. There's no need to grind armor. Like, all you guys are like, oh, armor
and that's
rolls,
not a slight on people that play PvE stuff from our perspective. It's just we have different intentionality when it comes to this game to grind out the PvE or get stuff in PvE to use in PvP. That's always been the nature, it seems, at least for 3 of the 4 people on the show, just because we all like Trials a little bit more than Greg, which is completely understandable. But I think Greg would like
Trials.
I was about to say, I think Greg would like Trials if they gave him a reason to go in there regardless of him going flawless or not.
Well, like, here's the thing, right? I was, the more I play with you guys and the more I play Trials, I enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the cheating is just making it insane to me. I'm somebody that I try to play my life and I try to make good plays when I have to, like, in Trials, right? Because I actually do try to go flawless, and I've gone like 3-0-3, all right? It's just, for me, I think it's pretty good, all right?
Yeah.
The only time I
any amount of flawless is great. Like,
Right.
you earned that shit.
So, but now it's just like, I don't know, like, weekends like that just really wore me down about Trials,
Mm-hmm.
And like,
You're not
I
alone.
think Eugene saying like, oh, just take a break, it's the same as it's been. I disagree. It's not the same as it's been. It's actually been declining. I mean, the PC population especially has been declining. And like telling me that, like, the thing is, I would take a break, right? Like, disassociating is one way of dealing with it, but the thing is, I want to enjoy the game. There's that kind of line where you decide, like, do you want to still enjoy the game, or do you want to hope that the game is going to be enjoyable at some point, or do you just have to stop caring because you know it never will, right?
Yeah.
Lightleap took one route. I want to take a break, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to play the game, and I know that if I take a break,
because you know there's still parts you still enjoy.
Like it's not going to change down the line.
Like the friends you make.
To be
right?
fair,
like
right, in the community.
It's a specific what I was trying to explain also to you guys, right? When we were talking before this podcast, it's specific. It's not even about cheating. It's more broad than that. It's specifically that I chose the activity that I enjoy in the game, which is PvP, and I enjoy trials. I enjoy going flawless. I enjoy getting the stuff from it, and there is a technical or whatever, there is a circumstance in the game that's preventing you, no matter your ability or time that you put into the game, is preventing you from get the stuff that I want from the game, which was in this case the adept hand cannon, right? So this is specifically, I play a game that is based on loot, and the loot I care about I can't get because on the platform I chose to play on, it's just through many circumstances being made impossible, even if I put a whole weekend into it.
Can I add to
And
that?
then
Actually?
on top of that, yeah, of course. But on top of that, I don't know when the hand cannon will be around again. I don't know if it's worth playing right now. I don't know if like if the next weekend will be just as shit. So I was there and was sitting there like, why am I putting all this time into this game when there is no amount of practice time I can put into it that will eventually reward me with this hand cannon? And that was the point where I said, like, I have to stop playing because I can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Because your time is just being taken from you.
You stop caring because you know it's not going to change, and like the
Exactly.
the things that you want to happen to incentivize you, or the things that you like to be incentivized, are not going to be in the game, right?
So
like, I don't like, and I have to answer Eugene because like he's asking me like, how is it any different? You want to know how it's not different? No new maps in what was it, 563 days. All right, content that we paid for, gone. They're making me regrind for shit that I already grinded for. Stasis, ruined PvP. Cheaters, rampant in the game. What are they doing to incentivize loot? Nothing. It's the same systems that we've had. We've had one new strike. Big whoop. You took away 4 of them. No new Gambit maps. Actually made Gambit worse by, well, I mean, in some ways worse by reducing the complexity by removing the armor system. Remove Reckoning, so we actually lost the game mode. There are a lot of things that that we're also not going to even get into the, like, desocialization of the game by adding all these solo modes and disincentivizing people to play with their friends, right? Like, there's all these systems that are in the game where, like, it's the same, but it's the same from how it was when they stopped developing the game, right? Like, that doesn't mean it's not different. That means it's worse, because at least when they stopped developing the game, they had been developing it up to that point. We had Activision, we got stuff every 3 months. We got stuff we had 4 pieces of thing a year, right? We got content, we got new maps, we got new Crucible, we had Iron Banner gear, every single Iron Banner, we had new weapons. Like, we don't get that anymore. We get like one new thing every 3, maybe 6 to 9 months if we're lucky, right? It took them a year to bring a strike. That's what I'm saying. Like, some things are the same, but that doesn't make it good or better. It like, to me, the staleness of the game right now is becoming irritating. It's becoming hard to deal with, and the loot is not worth it. Having to replay the same content over and over again. Part of it is burnout. Part of it's just I want them to love the game again. And if that takes waiting till Witch Queen, I don't know if I can do that.
So
And I don't think anybody would hold that against you. Go on, Faded.
My issue, so like, Lightleap's issue is he couldn't even get the hand cannon because of the cheater. So since I play on console, and since I'm a decent player on console, I'm able to get the hand cannon. The thing that drives me nuts about this season is the amount of RNG it is on the loot that I want to get the rolls and stuff that I want. For instance, the palindrome adept, right? Because I'm an endgame player, so I'm going for adept. I don't care if you like, oh, go do the master. No, I want adept. I want a good roll adept. It took me took me 32 rolls to get a solid PvP roll. Not even the roll I wanted, a solid PvP roll with Killing Wind Rangefinder. I wanted Quick Draw Rangefinder, and people are like, "Oh, you're being too picky about it." No, like, at what point do I have to? How many GMs do you want me to do before I get the opportunity to get the gun I want? How many Gambit games do I have to do to get a fucking bottom dollar, and then that bottom dollar has 12 perk trees on, like, that's the problem I'm having with the game right now is, Lightleap can't even get the gun. I can't get the gun roll that I want no matter how much time I'm putting it. The Adept hand cannon, the Igneous, I want Quick Draw Rampage, right? That's the god roll in my eyes. Quick Draw Rampage accurized. I have gotten 40 of those stupid guns. And I have not gotten a single Quick Draw Rampage, and people be like, "Oh, but you got all these rolls, blah, blah." That's not how I play the game. I want god rolls. I want 5 out of 5 god rolls. And if I can't get that, like, I literally, Greg's like, "Hey, do you want to go do Nightfalls?" I had to be like, you know what? No, I've done enough. I'm not going to get my god roll. I've already gotten 3 out of 5 and or 4 out of 5. And I can't get the 5th one, and the fact I'm going to go have to do another 20 to get out of 5 out of 5 potentially. Like, it's like, at what point do I not? And I understand there should be RNG, but like, there's just too much RNG on top of RNG on top. Like, why doesn't on the Palindrome? Why isn't there 2 spots on each column? Why isn't there giving me, like, reduced just a bit? So, like, especially they're like, "Oh, GM Nightfalls, when they came out, you're not supposed to grind them. It's a 1 and done. 1 done. You go into it, you go in Viz, you run through all the bitches, you kill the boss. There, you did a GM. Good job. That's content." But now they're like, "Here's grindable content in it. Here's grindable loot in it." It's like, you know how shit GMs are?
Yeah.
I don't like dying to rocks. I'm a guardian. I have all these powers. I've been building this character.
I know exactly
for
what part you're
years,
talking about.
And then there's
too.
a fucking rock, stub my toe, dead. Yo, can you
Dude,
get my
don't even-
revive? No,
the-
my teammate dies because he hit the fucking rock. Now we have to restart over after 25 minutes. I'm like, cool. That was great.
Dude,
That was
you
a
know,
good
like,
time. Like,
it's such a joke to me, like their physics engine. Like, I've never played a fucking game where I die to stubbing my toe on a goddamn rock after falling at like 0.002 miles an hour. Like, I
have you ever
don't
tried
understand.
shotgunning a Titan? You go try and shotgun, they melee, they like do 15 yards, your shotgun goes through them, and you're like, okay.
This
Now you try and
You-
shotgun them again,
you know-
they melee you from 40 feet, and you're like, what the
You
fuck?
ever melee
Like,
somebody, just go straight through them? You ever do that?
Yeah.
Did you ever?
Yeah, like,
this is the exact reason
Yeah.
why we wanted to get
Like-
this show together, because we knew that our conversations would lead into interesting conversations, interesting content, and topics all the way.
well, we're also just real, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
This is real Guardians, not that PG stuff you go see on other things. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Oh my god, I love doing GMs. I got a palindrome." It's like, you got a dog shit roll, like.
Yeah, we're here to celebrate.
You got a dog
We're here to
shit roll
celebrate
after
positive
bro,
stuff,
like,
but
just chill out.
we're here to celebrate the positive stuff, but we're not here to sugarcoat it either. We're here to tell you something exactly how we feel, what we don't like, what we do like.
I love
This
that there's endgame content.
Transmog conversation's not over. It's gonna piss people off more, and honestly, I hope it doesn't end like this whole sunset crap where they have to reverse it or create some new one. I want to go around and give everyone like their final thoughts. We've been going real hard these last going on 2 hours and 15 minutes, but this is going to be a reoccurring thing every Thursday on TWAB days. We're going to be here. We're going to have topics of discussion. We're going to go through exactly what pissed us off or made us happy in the TWAB, and if there's any other big gaming news, that's something we're going to be talking about as well. Greg, final thoughts on anything that we talked about today, or in general, if there's something that we didn't mention.
Yeah, final thoughts. 1 member join is equal to 1 armor piece. So if you can sub and help Wolvie pay for his next Transmog set, that'd be.
It should be easy. I'm probably gonna get 5.
He's actually got 3 sets that he wants, so he won't be able to do that next season. So just give a member join, help him get that 3rd set, and also next season we're getting a new Iron Banner hand cannon, but get Pally instead because it's better and there's no point getting it.
No doubt.
It is. Look, Dude, the new Iron Banner hand cannon. I'm sorry, it's worse stats than Pally with a 15. If you get the adept, it's a 15 range. Like it has 15 less range. So it's like they're both energy hand cannons that are 140. So why would you bother? Just get Pally. Get an adept Pally this week. Go.
Oh yeah, get an adept Pally now too because
this weekend this week is definitely the week to do it.
Yeah, the Pally. So it's like. Do it now, boys. If you need help, message me. I can do some runs.
Oh, wait,
Greg, where can people find you, bud?
Discord.
MrHanBrolo on Discord. That's the best way to reach him if you ever want to ask him something, maybe even pick his mind a little bit about how he feels, about how he hates transmogs and all that stuff. Faded. What about you, dude? Anything that we mentioned today? Anything else you want to throw on in the whole conversation?
I think the thing I want to get with this podcast and what we were thinking about is we will celebrate the positives. I loved the fact that we got new guns this season. The Presage mission, great. Vogue will be probably cool. The new guns, like again, it's not all about shitting on Bungie and all that. We just are going to be real with you. We're going to tell you how it is, how real people who play this game. I probably play 30, 40 hours a week. I do a ton of trials. I do a ton of Grandmasters. I do a ton of raids. We just want to give you how real Guardians are talking. And it's not just me. My clanmates all say the same things. Oh yeah, and also cheating services, thank you for giving a free weekend so I'd never have to go on PC again with Lightleap and try kill. Thank God. Freedom.
Where can people find you? Where can people find you, Faded, if they want to hit you up?
Just hit me up in Discord. My Twitter is not really active, so just hit me up in Discord. You can also hit me up on PSN. It's just IlFated. Yeah, cancel me. Anyways, hit me up in IlFated if you ever want trials, GMs, raids. I'm down to help you. We can try to get you flawless, stuff like that. And I play PSN, so there you are.
Light. Man, you walked away. We're trying to have something so you come back to at least run Vogue because you're definitely going to be part of that SNTR raid team with these two guys, Radical, and then someone else we're going to fit in there. But anything that we...
I'm not playing.
I'm dual faded, baby. You can be ill-fated again, just like we were in trial.
Ill-fated on crack. That's what we'll call that one. Is there anything that we went over today or anything else that you'd like to add in for everyone for the episode?
I mean, no, I think I think we talked about everything. Yeah, I walk away, but I'm still going to be around in the SNTR Discord. You can still hit me up on Twitter. I have a new handle, or basically I reverted my gaming handle to my old private handle, which was Shotgun Chimp.
I want to know about your private handle.
I wanted to write something up. Quitting Destiny is actually a bigger deal, or basically means quitting gaming as a whole, which I'll explain. I'll write something about that. I wanted to get into writing a little bit more, and I'll still be hanging out in the community, and obviously I'll still have opinions on Destiny, and I want to play from time to time. I want to play Vogue. I still enjoy like the visuals and everything about Destiny, but for me it was very important to get rid of this baggage that I had with this attachment to the game, and I think it was the right time to do it. It was just a sign for me that PvP is not, as much as I love it, as much as I had fun with it, it's just not at a state in PC right now where it justifies putting so much time into it.
Well, we definitely want you to be at a state where you can enjoy it, laugh, and just not care, I guess, about all the bullshit. I'm my best way of doing that, of not caring, is just focus on what makes me happy, and then anything else is just kind of have that limited expectations. And that's pretty much how I've treated Destiny for the longest time. I'm expecting them to make these kind of decisions. I'm expecting them to not come through. I'm expecting something to be broken, expecting currency to suck. And that keeps me coping to where I'm not raging all the time, but at the same time, that's really unhealthy to have that expectation of a game that they're going to either fumble something, and maybe amongst all the dirt, you're going to find something to be happy with. I would be kidding myself if I didn't say the raid was good in Beyond Light. If Presage, Harbinger didn't bring me back to moments, be like, wow, that was awesome. But these are
do good, right? Like,
yes,
I was like, damn, these are good missions.
These are bleak moments within an entire season. I think this season started out really strong, really good, and then I think it ended early. And I think these are things that they probably should learn faster than letting it drag out. Be like, all right, maybe we've learned 2 seasons now, we shouldn't end it early, maybe we should drag it on a little bit more, or
7-year beta, my guy.
Yeah.
7-year beta.
It sucks, but real happy for you guys bringing this idea up and us coming together to figure out something. I think this is going to be something that goes a long way for us in our community and continue to grow within this channel and then the SNTR network. So big thanks to you guys for being a part of this today.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, one last thing that I want to say is the best thing about Guardian Games for me is that it signifies that the season's almost over.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the best thing about Guardian Games is unifying the community.
Yeah, unifying the community against other community members' races.
Right, exactly. Perfection. Unified segregation. Ugh. Love it.
Again, this is going to be something that we're going to be doing every Thursday. We'll have something to talk about every time. It'll be spicy. We're not gonna hold any punches. Just as I put in the description, we were brought into this whole streaming universe. We kind of were very careful what we say, and we were always very respectful of the bigger entity that was bringing us on, and we're still respectful of that bigger entity. It's just there are things that we don't feel like we should hold back anymore, and we're adults here, and we're here to have a civil discourse and conversation. But hey, we throw a few curse words here and there, and that's just normal. So big thank you to everybody for tuning into this today. Again, we're going to be back here every Thursday right here on the Crucible Coliseum talking about it. And yeah, again, guys, thank you for being here. Let everyone know that we'll be back.
See you guys later.
Yeah, really appreciate it, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'll be playing some cards in Lightleap's memory. Go on. Before you
close the stream, I want to say something. I know, like, you heard us ripping into each other. You heard us ripping into chat. You saw chat ripping into us. What's important to me, because there were some instances in chat where people were going off, in the old ways of not engaging with what people were saying and not being like. I know if you want like this edginess, you want to rip into someone, tell them to fuck off. That's fine. I think that's what we're doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But stay away from this condescending stuff, like that you're assuming somebody else's position, that they're shilling for Bungie, or like we've been bitching about the game for 2 hours. Okay, so you can say that, but other people are just like, take a step back. Don't take it too hard. We're all here to have fun.
At the end of the day, I think we would all love to find some euphoric state where we can never hate the game. I think that's ultimately where we all find ourselves in the same boat, that we wish we were all happy with any state of the game. But until we get there, we're rolling the struggle bus together and hating and loving the things that we find that still keep our time in this game. So again, we're going to be back here every Thursday doing this together. Again, tomorrow I'll be live in honor of Lightleap, doing some live cards. Trials halftime over the weekend. We'll be bringing that back as well. Trying to figure out a new formula for halftime. I still want to give you guys the information that has always been a part of making it approachable, making it a little bit better. But we're working on new things for halftime to give you guys the information you need without just all the playing in between, because I still want to be able to play for you guys, but I want to be able to give you guys information directly and what I think that would be beneficial to you players. So again, be on the lookout for all that, and get a hold of these guys on their handles. Go let them know how good they did. Let them know how much they sucked. Let them give them a little bit of love as well. So again, big thank you to these guys for being a part of this episode, and a big thank you to everyone for such a great turnout. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this. Even hit the member button. We got a join button. We've had that for a little bit now, just a little bit under a month now. So come be a part of this network and be a part of all of our masochism towards Destiny. we love to hate it. We want the best, and we want to just chill and be happy with friends. So big thank you to all, and we'll see y'all later. Stay flawless.
Yeah, be the first Guardians on Mars.
Take it easy.
And whatever you do, don't get a cardboard cutout of Wolvie in your room.
This guy.